Well, don't lie to me. Just tell me the truth.
No, I'm done.
No, we're not getting there yet. I want to know, what the hell did you do over there? Were you working out? I mean, because I saw you on a steady chip diet and fast food diet and Starbucks diet.
Starbucks, chips, desserts.
Yeah, but you look like really svelte. You're like almost in Paul Stanley shape. I mean, really.
You know, Eric?
I'm just telling you, you're there. So what happened?
I went to Mexico.
That's part of the trip.
Oh yeah, no. It was from the first tour, and guess what? I brought something home with me. Salmonella. Oh yeah,
scared me for a second. Thought it was something with penicillin involved.
Oh no. And well, I probably should have taken some. And here's the thing, man. I'm an idiot. I don't go to the doctor. I don't tell anybody. I know what I got, and it'll run its course. You're talking to the guy that's had 3 different kinds of salmonella in his life. You know what I mean? And the worst kinds. It's like, you've got 3 of the rarest kinds. See the other podcast for that one. But I told myself, I am not drinking water. I'm not having any ice. I'm not eating the eggs. I refuse to eat eggs. Not drinking water. Anything with ice in Mexico.
What's wrong with the eggs?
Eggs have salmonella.
Well, duh. Okay.
And if it's undercooked down there, I mean, because they don't have they're not as strict.
Obviously, how did I miss that? I don't know. Okay.
So
got it.
And I'm not licking any iguanas or anything like that. You know,
who licks iguanas?
I don't know, but they have salmonella. No, they just said they have salmonella.
People lick toads to get high.
Well, I've never licked a toad either. But
is that a thing?
I imagine it is, but I wouldn't want to get salmonella.
Who licks an iguana?
I don't know. But I was just being silly. Okay. It's because you can get.
It's hard to differentiate sometimes.
Yeah, I know. You can get salmonella from handling iguanas.
Okay.
So, but that was just giving you all the different ways of contracting salmonella. Licking an iguana was not one of the things I did.
So, with Dream Theater, you guys started in Mexico.
No, we ended in Mexico on the last tour. So,
okay.
So yeah, we did the U.S.
last tour with who?
With Dream Theater.
Okay, so you did 2 legs with them.
I did 2 legs with Dream Theater, and we did the U.S. and then the last show was in Mexico.
You didn't get much of a break between the 2 of them.
No, it was just a couple weeks, and then we flew off to Europe, and we did 7 weeks, 7 torturous weeks in Europe. But so I go to Mexico. I'm not going to eat any eggs. I'm not eating any ice. I'm not eating any water. I'm only down there for 2 days. I'm not getting sick.
Okay.
True to my word.
What did you eat?
I didn't eat anything. I did very well. I didn't eat any ice down there. Didn't drink any water down there. Didn't have any eggs. Yeah, but for breakfast I had some cantaloupe.
So what's wrong with cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe carries salmonella. And
the things I don't know.
And on the plane, the guy goes to me, I'm on a United flight. And again, no ice. Si, senor, no ice. He hands me a cup of ice with my drink in it. And I'm like, you put my, fuck it, it's United Airlines. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? They're not going to beat me up and drag me off the plane for, sending my ice back. I should throw it in his face, So I'm like looking at it. I'm like, what are the odds? You know what I mean? It's United. It's an airplane. It's an international airline.
American owned.
What are the odds that I'm going to get sick from having these few ice cubes in my glass?
On a plane.
Literally, I got home because I had a layover in Dallas or some shit, and I was dying. I thought I was going to die. My stomach was so cramped, and I'm like, just drive, because there's nowhere between the airport and my house. There's nowhere to stop.
That's true.
There's nowhere to stop. Because I live in the, I live in the sticks. I could have went out in the cow pasture. I could have pulled an India from the last thing. I had to stop, drop, and splat. But see, folks, if you're not getting these references, you got to go back and watch the previous ones.
This is episode 3 of the Kowalo Chronicles.
The Kowalo Chronicles
on the Eric McKenna podcast.
and I don't know how we're going to do this one. We did one.
There's no rules.
We did one drunk. We did one sober.
We actually did 3.
We actually did 3.
One was so bad that we both were very drunk, and there was no way that. Although I have the tapes, so if he ever pisses me off, I have it.
Oh man, you said it was pure comedy genius.
The stuff was so good.
You can't do it.
So bad.
Yeah. But so anyway,
there may be an outtake someday.
So I get salmonella again, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, huh? What? That's the first time I swore today, wasn't it?
So we don't have a tip jar. We have a tip plastic plate.
Nope. I'm just bringing a bowl of change from my car, and that's all the change I had in my car in the little cup holders. And I cleaned out my car. I'll go get into all that.
So what's the receptacle to put the money in?
The cup holders in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just throw it in there.
Okay. No, I mean here for the charity.
Oh, no, I'm just throwing it all up. It's there.
You've already forfeited it.
Because I've already know that I'm going to swear that much. You know what?
Your plan's ahead.
Wait, maybe I won't. Maybe.
No, you won't.
And I don't drink either.
No, and he's in prime condition because Fred and I have been chatting. If you haven't noticed, you need to follow Fred on Instagram. Multiple channels there, but the live stories are unbelievable.
We'll get to that later. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
So how long did it take you to feel better with salmonella? Did you go to the doctor? You don't go to the doctors.
I didn't go to the doctors. And
I've never had salmonella. So how do you feel?
All right. You feel like shit. And you that's all you do. You got constant diarrhea. And
no matter what you eat.
No matter what you eat. You look, check it out. If I do this, it's coming out.
Okay.
It just did. And so,
a brand new chairs fucker.
There you go. I'll throw one in for you.
I'm allowed to swear. It's my show.
But I didn't tell anybody. I felt miserable. I mean, I was crabby. My stomach hurt. It was not. I'm like, it's going to go away. It's going to run its course in a week, and then 2 weeks, then 3 weeks.
So wait a second, you were coming home from the first leg.
Yeah.
So you went back out still having the problem.
Oh, I was somewhere in Europe. I think I might have been in Moscow when I went to the bathroom normal for the first time. But I didn't, I was miserable. I know I was crabby, and I offended a lot of fucking people, but I didn't tell them. I didn't tell them what was wrong. And dude, there was like, and you're sitting there going, please be a bathroom that's clean. Because I'm a germaphobe still.
Yeah.
I'm
the funny part about Fred is this is common knowledge. Anyone that knows him or has toured with him knows that Fred has a hard time doing number 2.
Anywhere,
let alone someplace clean.
Yeah. I need someplace clean. So
funny though, man. Funny.
So I lost a ton of weight. I'm like,
obviously.
Well, the thing is, I had to watch when I was eating because I was worried about, I don't want to eat now. Because am I going to be able to make the plane? Because you can't go on a plane, which we're going to talk about this fun stuff that happened on a plane. But so I had to really, really plan my meals. And sometimes it was skip a meal. And guess what that makes me? Crabby.
You think?
Oh, yeah, just a little bit. So I'm hangry. You know what I mean? I'm hungry and I'm angry. And as you saw in my stories, desserts became my go-to.
Yeah. Which surprised me. That surprised me.
Oh, yeah, because I don't eat desserts. I don't eat sugar.
Never.
And so I'm like...
You must have been desperate.
No, I was hungry, but I found out that desserts were like the only thing that I could probably keep for a little bit, and be safe with. Because if I was eating meat was coming out. If I took a drink of something, drink was coming out. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I can't believe I'm talking to the world about my salmonella.
It was funny.
It is funny, because that's all you can do at the point is laugh. And
so it's really true then. Like all the shit you hear about traveling overseas. I mean, I've been to Mexico, I've been to resorts, I've been to compounds. And the compounds you trusted on a vacation, what they have. But, I went to Mexico City one time. We were instructed not to drink the water and watch certain foods. And I was also instructed never to leave the hotel. We did, and that was a mistake. Losing my wallet and getting threatened by a knife was a mistake. But it's that bad. I mean, is it that way in Europe as well?
Well, here's the thing, because we're used to our stuff in America. Every little place is unique with their own little bug, if you will. So, if you drink a little bit of water, or even if you brush your teeth. So that's why if you see the guys on the tour buses, you don't want to drink out of the sink, but, they get like the bottle of Fiji or the bottle of water, and they just, I remember my first time in Europe, and I thought I was like, I felt so cool. I'm brushing my teeth with Evian. sitting there.
It's called survival.
Yeah. But over there, it's cheap. Over here, it's like, you're paying $5 a bottle for are you crazy? Gas is $3 a gallon. And I want to pay $5 for a 20-ounce bottle of Evian? Like, screw you, But over there, I'm like brushing my teeth with it. But yeah, so I try not to even anywhere. And yeah, I do occasionally brush my teeth in the sink. And, you just, it's flu-like.
It's a risk.
It's a risk. It's a chance. Except for the Scandinavian countries, because they've got the cleanest water anywhere, and they'll tell you that we have clean water. You can brush your teeth in our sink. It's like, yeah, great. That sounded like Raj.
I did.
I got to come up with a.
Swiss Alps, right? The water's coming clean off the mountain.
Well, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But they'll charge you like $17 for that bottle of water.
Oh yeah, especially in the hotels we stay at. It's like,
is Zurich one of the most expensive cities you've ever toured in?
Oslo is. Oslo. Norway is. It's outrageous. You go to McDonald's in Oslo, it's like $25 for you got it, and you don't know the conversion.
That's insane.
You don't know the conversion, and so you're paying with your card. You can stick it in there, and I'll have the give me the. I'll take the quarter pounder and give me a 6-piece nuggets, and would you like a drink? And it's like, yeah. Now, you saw the Instagram rap. It's fucking Oslo, Norway. In Europe, folks, they don't give you ice. You don't get ice. Why? Why don't you get ice in Europe? In Oslo, Finland, Sweden, the shit's on the ground everywhere. It's ice. But, pick it up, put it in your drink. No, it's too cold. It's like, what? Why would you want a cold drink? They give you like 3 ice cubes, and it's like they're splurging. And it's just like,
it's nuts.
Dude, just give me a fucking ice cube.
It's crazy, man.
And it's I'm from America. I want a cold drink. I want a cold room.
And what was but the water was safe there though.
But yeah, in those places, they'll tell you can brush your teeth in a hotel. It's just like, wow, hey, great, because they know, they get bands coming through. They're going, oh my god, my stomach, and but yeah, they have like great filtration systems in their waters. You can taste the difference.
But there's no ice.
No ice anywhere.
What about in Zurich?
It's the same. I mean, it's Zurich's a top-notch city.
Well, most of those countries drink their beer warm too, right?
Yeah. And here's the thing: I did some. I didn't do it on this tour because there was no time at all. I'm making my own self laugh. But last year I went to a brewery, and what they do is they dig down into the ground, and it's like 50 degrees there, and they've got these giant vats, and that's where they keep them at. That's how they did it back in the day. Like,
underground.
Yeah, they underground in like rocks and shit.
That's nuts. And
they pack it with snow in the winter, and it stays cold. And I was there in June or July last year, and they're still cold. It's like 50-some degrees or whatever, and they're these giant vats of beer. And it was
do you like dark beer? Do you like?
I do. I mean, I'm not really a beer drinker.
No, you're not.
But when I do drink it, it's.
You've never been known to turn down a beer.
I've never been known to turn down anything. And the thing is,
you're gonna own that one, aren't you?
Yeah. If I'm gonna drink a beer, I'm gonna get fucked up. All right. I don't want none of this, 3.9% alcohol.
So you want a Tony McAlpine requested, Belgian quad, right?
Yeah. I want something that's like 8.0 that, I'm going to sit there and drink it. And I'm going to, because.
These were 9 something.
Yeah. And because, why? I could drink this. Look, I could go like this. Look.
I still don't know how you do that. And it never seems to bother you.
And there's Coke in there too, but
a splash of Coke, whole fifth of Jack.
But the thing is, all right, so that's going to get me a buzz. You know what I mean? I'm gonna feel good. If I'm drinking a beer,
I would hope
this beer's like this. I got to drink that much.
So it's volume of liquid then.
Yeah, and this is what 40%? I don't know. Probably more. Who knows? But did
you develop that alcoholism when you started touring, or did you have that before you became
I've got the genes.
Stage hand.
I always drank, man. It's just one of those things. I went to college, and one of the funny things is in college, I worked in a steel mill, so I had money, and I saved my money for college. I shit you not, and this is not a joke. My first 90 days in college, I drank 88 fifths of Jack Daniels. I had 88 bottles along my wall. They had like this little cubby thing on the. I had 88 fifths of Jack. I drank a fifth a day, and I had a half gallon. And I pledged fraternity, and I went to every class.
That's nuts.
That's how. And I would go.
And he doesn't have cirrhosis of the liver yet. It's amazing. Fascinating to me.
It got better. But the thing is Jack was only like $10.44 there. You know, it's like get down with a $10. Go find somebody who's old enough. And I was in a fraternity. You know, hey man, you can give me a bone. Hey, did I get you one yesterday? Yeah, you did. But you know, maybe get me two. You know,
I know something was right because the couple conversations I had with Zach talking about you, he was like that guy could just. And the funny thing was, Zach drank beer, and when you were working with him, you had to keep beer away from him or you had to keep hard liquor away from him.
Yeah, no Jack for Zach.
You didn't drink beer.
I drank all
you drank all the hard liquor.
I drank all the hard liquor. So it was, you know, we had a good time. But but yeah, I mean, that was just always my thing. I drank.
So last time we talked, you were saying you were going to retire, and of course we all know that's bullshit. So 2 days later, I had a phone call that you're out with Dream Theater. So how'd that come about?
36 hours lawer.
Right. So how'd that come about?
Oh man, I got this call from my buddy Jerry. He says, "Hey man, can you fill in for me?" And I'm like, "No, not really." Yeah, I guess because I had nothing going on. You know what I mean? There was nothing going on. The movies weren't coming in town to Pittsburgh yet. You know, I could have sat at home all day and did nothing. Or I could go out and where are they going? And that's the thing with me now. If you're going to a place I've never been, then yeah, okay, I'll scratch that off the bucket list.
There actually are places touring wise you've not been.
Yeah, there's a few, okay. And we had a couple of them on this tour. I wish I could have seen them because we didn't have a day off there. But
you brought that up again.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, so, you know, I wasn't doing anything. You know, I'm sitting at home, I'm alone, I'm, you know, moping, and I get this phone call. 36 hours after
this show.
Your quote was like, "I'll give you 5 to 6 weeks. You're gonna be back out on the road." Yeah,
right.
36 hours later, it's like, "Hey man, can we fly you in?" I'll do it, I guess. And but which is good to be.
In demand.
I don't want to put it like that, but you know, get to be asked to go out and do things. And I said, yeah, sure. You know, we talked a little bit, and I said, look, man, I'll help you out. You know, you're coming back in September. I will do the spring run with you or for you.
Okay.
And that was in the U.S. And so I did it, and the guys are great guys.
Yeah, and you're doing one of the greatest bass players on the planet.
John is
amazing.
On
the planet, right?
Watching him every day, I learned something. But here's the thing, and it's a total different style than me. You know my setups. Mm-hmm. They're perfect. They're flat. They're level. They're, you know, maybe a touch of relief. I get there and I look at John's basses, and I'm like, holy shit, you could shoot an arrow with this thing because there's a 1/4 inch of relief in it. And if anybody knows,
and he likes that.
And that's what he likes because he plays.
You're talking about the neck relief.
Yeah, the neck. The neck makes a little bow in it, and it, you know, so there's a gap between the strings and the neck.
Right.
Whereas, I guess I got little, you know, puss fingers because I just go. You know, it's easier to play. You know, but I don't play as hard as he does. I mean, he digs in and I don't see how he does it. I mean, he's amazing. And watching him every night, I couldn't ask for a better master class or a lesson. And he was, you know,
awesome.
That's
awesome.
You know, and I watch him do his warm-ups, and I find myself sitting going. And somebody took a picture of me, and it's just like left hand workout, and it's like, you know, this hand's like, you know, I can crush walnuts with this hand, you know. This hand I can't even, you know, pick up a piece of popcorn or an iPhone or whatever. But oh yeah, man, the hands are just. But it was because his action was a 1/4 inch off, and it drove me nuts because I'm like, I don't know what to do because it's not what I do. And we eventually, you know, he told me the one day, he goes, it's playing like a Porsche. I'm like, oh, that's great. It's handling like a Porsche. I'm like, oh, that's great, man. And So I was happy that I was able to do that for him.
He's such an accomplished player and so widely respected, man.
He is.
Added to your resume, you've worked with people that a lot of techs have to be envious of. Just the luck of it too. Sometimes just your career going through and just where your gigs land.
I was at the right time.
Yeah, but I mean though you've worked directly for some of the greatest musicians in rock and roll, hard rock, heavy metal ever.
Yeah,
ever.
Like I said, it's I learned something from each of them.
And across the stage, you're looking at one of the greatest guitar players ever, John Petrucci.
He's amazing.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
The whole band is incredible. Mangini on the drums, Jordan playing keyboards, and James
Jordan
singing.
Rudess, right?
Yep, he's a great guy. Every one of them are great guys. And I got to say this. If I make a mistake, I'll call it.
Okay.
And I make very few mistakes.
Okay.
The first 2 shows I did with John, I made 2 of the biggest mistakes I've ever made ever.
Ooh.
And,
right off the bat, eh?
Oh, right off the bat. It was new guy jitters. And and I'm sitting there going, this guy is not going to trust me. He is not going to trust me for that. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there like kicking myself because I come down hard on myself when I do it. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me, man. And we got through, but the other guys from the other side of the stage. So he comes out and he broke a string somehow, a bass string, a 130.
How's that happen?
It's a 130. Mm-hmm. I mean, these things are
telephone cable.
Telephone cable, and I didn't have. I take it back. I did have, but I wasn't familiar with the release system in the guitar vault, and I had taken the bass and it had fallen out, and I put it in and I strapped it in. Mm-hmm. He breaks a string, and that's the bass I need. And I reach in and I grab it, and it was like a ratchet strap kind of thing, like a little slide thing, and I jammed it. And he's standing there, he can't play, and I'm going, and my mouth is just, and I'm pulling on this thing, and it's locked, and it's not releasing. And I'm like, you've got to be
in the middle of a show.
Like the first day, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm sitting there pulling on it, and it just locked up. And finally, I got it free, but it was like a minute. But then,
oh my God,
Petrucci and Mangini see me like after the show, and like, yeah, good recovery, man. And I'm like, because I'm just like, oh man, it's like the first song, and I wasn't ready for it, blah blah. And good recovery, man. And I thought, oh man, these guys are busting, they're mad. They were busting my balls. They were awesome.
They were fine.
Yeah, they were fine. They were. I thought they would be mad.
There's a story out there of a young band touring with them one time, and they were at sound check or something and getting ready. Their sound check was literally 20 minutes before showtime, and things were just all wrong. And Petrucci apparently went over to their guitar player and said, "You're going to get this fixed, right?" And walked away. I mean, that had to be a little intimidating.
He's awesome, man. I got some great pictures. I was always trying to get.
You got some bowling and shit, didn't you?
What's that?
Did you guys go bowling?
We went bowling. They were great. We had a great time. They invited you to dinner. We went bowling. They were really, really nice guys, mm-hmm. And I had a great time with them. Petrucci would see me on the side, and because of we'll get to that, the new hobby. But I was always trying to get like a good picture. But the lights were always, I always take.
Plus your angles from the back anyway.
Yeah. So I was trying to get a good side view. When he'd come over, like right there, and I tried to get a good picture, but it was just too far. Because I'm shooting on a fucking iPhone, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll just jingle it. I'll just jingle it. And so. But he would, by the end of the tour, he had seen me doing this. I'm trying to do it discreetly. And he finally, you should be paying attention, but no, you're taking pictures with an iPhone trying to get the perfect shot. And that's what I told him. I'm just trying to get the perfect shot. And the last few shows, he'd come down off the riser and he'd run into my world, and I'm like, you know,
I saw them. A couple of them are great,
and we had a great time, man. And you know, he giggled about it. I still got to send them to you, sorry, and I got to edit them first, but. So, you know, they all were great. John was fantastic. On Instagram, all the pictures of me and Zakk Wylde or me and Mustaine or me and whoever, all these famous guys, they get like, 5, 6. John Myung, his is the highest liked picture that I got on there. It's like,
I don't know.
It's well over 700, almost 800 people.
I don't know if you realize how really popular that band is and has been recently. And they continue to grow.
Yeah.
They
make great music.
They do make amazing music, and that fan base is kind of specific and kind of, they're kind of it's a niche. It's definitely a niche, but his playing and the composition, it's just from another planet.
Yeah, it's amazing, and to watch these guys pull it off every day. Mm-hmm. My God, I mean,
so you're impressed then, because I mean, you liked them, but they really weren't a go-to for you, because they were kind of in the vein of Rush, which, although Fred has a Rush sticker on his case over there, for a guy that doesn't like Rush, somehow there's a Rush sticker on his road case. We don't know how that happened.
I don't know how that
happened. But
happened.
anyways, the Rush was never your go-to, so Dream Theater's in that same, bent, so to speak.
Yeah.
So do you have a different kind of appreciation now for them?
For Dream Theater?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not Rush. Dream Theater. Yeah, of course. I fucking hate Rush.
Unless Alex calls next time and says him and Geddy are going to go out with a new drummer, would you do it? You would.
I'd think about it. Yeah, I would do it. I would think about it.
He's available, Alex, if you're watching.
Too many notes in that band. Too many notes.
Wait, you're comparing that to Dream Theater?
Rush, right? That's what I was saying. Well, no, I actually like there's something about Dream Theater that I like. They can play all the notes they want, but
they play a lot of notes, Fred.
They play a lot of notes, but there's just something about Rush. I don't know what
it's
it
his voice. Admit it.
It might be. I don't know. There's just something about. But you know what? I've seen Rush, and they're amazing.
The show's unbelievable.
My God. One's playing bass and playing keyboards at the same time.
Foot pedals.
And here's Alex Lifeson playing, now Geddy's playing the keyboard. So Alex playing the bass with his foot on the bass pedals, and he's playing the guitar lines. They're amazing. Mm-hmm. I've got to give it to them. They're amazing musicians. The
music never resonated with
you.
It
never got to me. Maybe if I listen to it more. I mean, there's some songs I like, Fly By Night, shit like that. But that wasn't me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Again, I'm Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and David Gilmour.
Well, Rush was never good. I don't think until the early 90s, when they kind of regained their balls again, they were never a guitar-oriented band. They were a composition band in the vein of, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Yeah. I think they were better than those two bands, but the point is it wasn't really guitar-driven outside of that first record. So maybe that wasn't in your vein.
No, it just wasn't my thing. But
the tour was great for you. I mean, the thing about this, your social media is hysterical. You got to follow Fred Kowalo Official, Fred Kowalo Photography, a couple other ones going on there. But anyways, follow Fred on Instagram.
Fred of Death.
Fred of Death.
Official.
Little DETH.
Yeah, Fred of Death.
Throwback to the Megadeth days.
Yeah.
But it seemed like you were having a great time. You were always smiling. There were some funny moments. But I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the chip reviews.
So, I gotta be serious. People,
chips were safe to eat for you, right?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'm not gonna shit myself on chips. You know what I mean? So, I found the foods that I could eat, and it's probably a godsend that we'll get to that in a minute. But so the chip reviews. I was sitting.
Some of them sounded disgusting.
Oh my God! So in Europe, they've got the greatest chip flavors ever. They don't even have those things over there. They don't have these flavors over here. I'm talking like beef teriyaki, Japanese beef teriyaki, sweet beef teriyaki, red curry, and rice Pringles, and it's always
dill pickles.
Well, that's the one, and that was the one that started it off, and. But they like ham and cheese, and it tastes like ham and cheese. Like you wouldn't even believe. And these things are incredible.
Cheeseburger.
I had wasabi ones, and I was going to do a chip review on the wasabi ones, but I ate them all. I'm like, oh, these are good. And I couldn't find a quiet place to go do my chip review, and so I just ate the bag there. I just ate them all. But
people were asking it. People were requesting. That's nuts. That's nuts.
That's the joke. It started off as a joke. I'm sitting there. I was
doing most things with you.
Oh yeah, and that's it. I just roll with it. I was bored. And I'll tell you what.
Why were you so bored at the store?
Because I wasn't drinking. I wasn't drinking, and literally I said, you know what I'm going to do?
Why was that?
Long story.
Does the band drink?
Yeah, oh yeah, they all drink. Everybody drinks, blah blah. But I said to myself, I'm not going to drink the store. I'm gonna do a little something different. And guess what?
It didn't work.
I was miserable.
Yeah,
I was miserable.
But you drank a couple times.
I did a couple. There's a few times that it I just needed that little drink. Just one. And and one's this. I mean, it's just one. How many drinks did you have? One?
One whole fifth.
Yeah, well, they didn't say how much.
And some of the Fred stories in his Instagram account are some of the best ones are when he's drunk.
But that's where I'm bored, and I just everything's to amuse myself, just so it's funny to me.
I love that line.
I've said that 1,000 times, just so I think it's funny. Fuck all you. If it's funny to me, I can jingle the change. If it's funny to me, then you know what? If you don't get it, I did. But there's someone that I'm like, I sit there and I go, wow, did I really say that? But it happens, so you're just throwing it out there. But now I'm on like Instagram, and the joke is I got these chips, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, wow, I wonder what these would taste like. And somebody looked over and goes, you ought to give a review. And I'm like, yeah, and you see like the little wheels turn, and they're like, like the little hamster starts running and the wheel starts turning and the light bulb goes bzzz. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not doing anything. I'm bored, I'm not drinking. I'm going to do a chip review. And I did it as a joke. And if you remember, they were the mayonnaise and...
What was that one? Yeah, what was that one?
It was mayonnaise and pickles.
That was weird.
Mayonnaise and pickles.
Very weird.
And I got to be honest, man. I got these things, and I'm like, And I thought, I'm going to try these, and we're going to see what happens. They tasted just like what you would imagine mayonnaise and pickles would taste like on a potato chip. And if you see me, I'm like sitting there going, because it did leave a taste in your mouth. You're not kissing somebody open mouth with these things, not like I am anyway. But there was absolutely no chance of kissing somebody with that taste in your mouth, unless they Were
they dill pickles?
It was, yeah. It would have come down to, it's like just smearing tartar sauce on a potato chip, and it's just like. But as you see at the end of the video, if you go to Fred of Death Official, and you watch my stories, it turned out it was the only thing I fucking had to eat that night in the hotel. I'm like watching like Family Guy eating it. I'm like, what can I eat here? Because I'm like, no, I put them away, and I don't.
So it wasn't any good food? I mean, did you encounter any good food?
There's always good food over there, but not when you're going to shit yourself. Here's the problem.
You can't trust anything?
I don't. Once bitten, twice shy, man. So here's the thing.
What the pizza?
I'm getting to that. So
that was sad.
Once the salmonella was gone, and I felt comfortable. I'm like, everything was good.
Where were you when you thought a salmonella was broken?
I'm thinking somewhere like Moscow or something like that. It was like, it was like a week into the tour, so I had it for like 5 weeks. But
how Americanized is Moscow? Before you just a little.
I love it. I love.
I mean,
Moscow.
is there a lot of American businesses over there?
Yeah, there's just everything you. I remember years ago when they brought the first Starbucks to Moscow. We were staying at the Ritz-Carlton, and everybody's getting in the van. This is Moscow. They had a 2-day wait for like a McDonald's or some shit, like when they opened McDonald's. And I'm with David Elson, coffee connoisseur. He knows where every Starbucks is in the world. And this new Starbucks is up the street and around the corner. It's about 3 blocks away. And we're leaving for the airport in 15 minutes. Elson goes, dude, you want a coffee? And I'm like, yeah, man. He goes, there's a new Starbucks up the street. I'm like, yeah, but we got to go in 15 minutes. How far is it? He goes, it's up a couple blocks. He goes, let's go up. So we start walking up the street, and David Elson will do anything. He has his own coffee company, and it's brutal. I mean, this coffee's good, and you don't need like pre-workout or anything. You drink a cup of his coffee and go to the gym, and you're working out all day. It's like, and it's awesome, and it's good coffee. So Elson's a coffee connoisseur, but we used to go to like every Starbucks. We would go to a Starbucks across the street from a Starbucks. And he would this is no shit. We would videotape it. He would try to start shit. He's like, "Oh, you think your coffee's better than their coffee?" And he, "Oh, definitely, it's our better." And he'd go across the street. He goes, "You know, I've got this tape here. I'm saying their coffee's better. It's across. It's in San Francisco. Yeah, we had one in like Vancouver. It was across the street from a Starbucks, and there's one in San Francisco. It was a Starbucks. They were on each corner, and it's just like it's right there and right there. So we used to hit every Starbucks we saw. And I really wasn't I'd just go. You know what I mean? I'm not a coffee guy. Not until now, but then I became a junkie. I'm a coffee junkie now. And I say, whoever showed you how to use that app, it should come out of their account. Because I'm like sitting there going, why the fuck do I not have any money? And I'm jingle the chain saying,
the music you play when you find one on your Instagram account, it's beautiful music.
Oh my God. And now, that became the thing. That was my God. That was my saving grace, And I'd be like, oh, there's Starbucks, And but the thing is me and Elson, we're going to go to this Moscow Starbucks. It just opened. We go up there. We have 15 minutes before we have to leave for the airport. And there's a line down the street. And I said, Dave, man, it's going to take way too long. And it's going to be about, half hour, 45 minutes at least. What time are we leaving? 15 minutes. Fuck them, dude. We can wait. And we waited. They had no idea where the fuck we were at. And me and Elson are up, getting a caramel frappuccino, and he's getting his, Americano or whatever the fuck he gets. And we come walking back. They were so fucking pissed off at us, and because it's you don't fuck around in a Moscow airport. And I specifically remember that day is I laughed. All right, I wasn't even going to tell this story. I didn't even think about this story.
Get this popcorn away from me.
I'm going to make some more here in a minute. But you remember like the Lonely Island Boys? They were on Saturday Night Live, and they'd have those silly songs, like "Dick in a Box" and "Jizz in My Pants." So "Jizz in My Pants" was the one that came out. It was "Jizz in My Pants," Fucking, my God, this girl is just hot Russian TSA agent. I don't know what they fucking call them over there, KGB agent. I don't know what. But they got the little hat on, blonde hair, big endowments. What knockers?
She was very well built.
She was a sturdy.
She was sturdy.
Sturdy Russian chick.
Sturdy Russian woman.
And my buddy was sitting there. He's like, check her out. I'm like, and I don't care. I don't look at people until I just don't care. But she went like this, and she bent over. Mm-hmm. And they went down, and they popped a button on her shirt.
Now he cares.
Now I care, because I'm not going to let something like that go. I'm not going to let something like that go. And I went, dun, 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 dun. I just did the notes. That woman popped up, and she goes, maybe there's something funny. Maybe you see something funny. Maybe there's a joke. You want to tell me the joke? She goes, maybe there is something funny in your bag. And she's got my shit. And she's like, I'm like, what? Oh, she's dude. Oh, you. Yeah, dude. I was waiting for the rubber glove and everything else. And she's just like, she's ball. And I'm just like going, I ain't going to fuck around in Russia no more. Well,
that's the time that you hope that none of your touring buddies are playing a joke on you and putting that 15-inch dildo in there.
Right? What is this? It's a radio antenna. What do you think it is?
Back scratch.
Everybody's got scratching my back with it. What'd you think it was? But so me and Elson, we went. We would go to get coffees everywhere, so everywhere in the world. But Starbucks became my thing, and Starbucks became my little Instagram love affair.
I started to think after a while that's the only place you were getting any kind of nourishment.
It was. Do you realize that well, here's the thing. Their whipped cream is better over there because it's real. It's real whipped cream.
Yeah, they probably milked the cow out back about 30 minutes earlier.
But I'll tell you what, it's so delicious. Oh my God.
No chemicals.
Well, that's what it is. That's, you've got all these women over there, and you go to these like Romania and Czechoslovakia and Hungary. They're smoking hot. You know why? No McDonald's for years. These people didn't grow up on McDonald's.
No
they didn't have. Yeah.
Fast food.
Yeah. Now now the next generation's in, and it's just like, wow. Look at all the gothopotamuses out there, and it's just like, whoa, man, what happened? And that's what it is.
Totally different diet over there.
Well, that's what it is, because they
eating patterns.
They're eating fresh food, and
yeah.
Here's me. Look, man, I'm a $1.98. I try to stay a $1.98, and I eat, but I eat meat. I will eat.
It's safe, right?
Yeah,
over there.
I eat meat, any kind of meat. Just give me meat, not organs.
That's well cooked.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got a piece of chicken the other day. I bit into it and it like squirted blood, and I'm like, yeah,
that's the worst.
Yeah, it was.
There's
cold.
your salmonella.
Yeah, that's why, exactly. But I didn't get it, so I was lucky. I drank some hand sanitizer. I had this bottle of hydrogen peroxide, sprayed it in my mouth. Dude, I'm nuts now. But
what does that do?
It killed all the germs.
Oh, you're nuts.
I can gargle with hand sanitizer. Yeah, I do it.
You're nuts.
Anyway, so here's what I did. I went and got a bottle of Everclear.
That might do it. That might do it.
But fucking over there, their portions are small. Yeah. There you go.
That's how Americans used to eat in the 40s and 50s.
Well, yeah. Now we fucking
coming out of depressions in the 30s, right?
Yeah, because they didn't have
Everything's maxed.
Everything is
big gulp.
A big gulp, 99 cents.
Extra large size.
Extra large size. And it's just like, you've got to be kidding me. You don't need all those fries.
Mountain of fries. Mountain of fries.
And it's not good. But, you go over there and you get but I was always still hungry.
You're an American.
Yeah, because I'm an American. And, but there was good food over there. And the bread over there, that's the problem, man. The bread and the desserts. Because the gelato is incredible. It's not like ice cream over here.
And it's just not in Italy anymore.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Oh, my God, it's everywhere. And the desserts... The breads, the pastries, the chocolate. Oh, there's no wax in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it all tastes delicious. And that became my downfall, is because
sugar.
Well, the bread, and it was like, I'm eating carbs. And I would go up and I'd do 500 crunches. Ab moves. I wouldn't just do crunches, and that was my thing. And because I was like, why? I weigh 203 pounds. I gained 5 pounds. I've got to lose 5 pounds. It's not like I'm ever...
Just go get salmonella and your problem solved.
Well, that's what I was getting back to, and then I was looking for a piece of chicken. I was like, excuse me, could you make this rare chicken, please? Because I've got to lose a few pounds here. And that's exactly, I started laughing about, losing weight. I'm like, oh, yeah, at least I look good, Fucking, I don't feel too good, but I look good. See my abs, which sucks, is because when you get salmonella, it does the opposite to your stomach. It bloats you. It distends your stomach, and you're like going,
your stomach is the worst. Yeah, you touch it, you want to die.
Oh, that's what it is. It hurts. So when it went past, I was happy, and then I started doing sit-ups, like crunches and ab working, like 500 moves. Guess what? You touch your stomach, it hurts. Yeah, it's like,
it would hurt naturally, let alone having that stuff going on.
Yeah, I remember the burn now. But but the food over there is just amazing. The bread is just, and the butter. I mean, it tastes different.
Yeah, it's real.
And that's exactly it. And the thing is I'm not a foodie kind of guy, unless it's.
But you know what you like.
Odd flavored chips,
If something tastes good, you can tell though.
Well, exactly. And like I said, I eat meat. The only thing I want is meat. I eat meat. Don't give me any lettuce. Yeah. I don't want anything else. I don't want corn.
Right.
I want a piece of meat. And I ordered a burrito over. It was one of my Instagrams.
A burrito.
I ordered.
They said living dangerously, Fred.
Oh yeah, living dangerously. I forget where the hell I was at, and it's like there's a burrito on the menu. I'm like, I'll take a burrito. Wow, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna eat a burrito. It was a salad. I'm like, what? They brought me a salad. It was on one of my Instagram stories. I'm like, how the fuck is this a burrito? I ordered a burrito. It says burrito.
There's no wrap. There's no
flour
wrap.
It was salad, and I'm like, there's no meat in this. And if you dug down to the bottom, underneath, because it's a European salad, underneath the corn and underneath the tomatoes and the black olives and I don't even know what the fuck vegetable that is. I mean, it's like you're sitting there looking at this going, who would eat this? And then there was like some kind of meat texture kind of thing down underneath. But here's the thing.
That doesn't sound very good,
well, here's
buddy.
the thing. I like crisp things.
Yeah.
And this salad had sat for a bit. So not only is the lettuce wimpy,
mushy,
whatever meat product that used to be was wet and discolored.
And soggy.
Now I'm mad. Now, because not only is it not meat, it's wet meat, soggy meat.
It's not edible.
I actually did practice my discus throwing skills a few times over there, and I just
whipped it.
Oh yeah. I've learned to control my temper. I don't have a temper, but it's some of these.
You never get mad at anything.
No, I don't get mad at a fucking thing. Yeah, people go, you look so mean when you're mad. I'm like, I'm not even mad. Just you get so angry.
So humorous.
I'm like, it's a joke. It's a shtick.
Yeah,
everything's a shtick with me. I mean, I don't even take myself seriously. But
well, fans over there, like, so this is a different band for you to tour with. This, so you're used to, I think, not used to, but you probably could. You had Black Label Society. You had Alice in Chains. Obviously, you had Shinedown, which is a little different, and then you had Megadeth for all those years. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but I would imagine Megadeth was the first time you toured with a band under the label of progressive rock. So how are the fans different, Fred?
Oh, they're great.
But were they different, though, from what you're used to? Again, going back to BLS, when it was described to me many times by you and many others, it was a fight scene from The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Well, here's the thing. We're playing festivals in Europe. So it's the same fight scene. Because you're going to have...
Same fans,
because...
multiple different kinds of bands.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome. It's a diverse festival where you'll have a prog rock band. You'll have Steel Panther, who played before us, and there was like some kind of, I don't know, I can't remember where the fuck we were at, Slovakian folk band,
Slovakian folk band.
Yeah, folk metal band, yeah.
Metal band.
On before that, it's, but there's a variety of different musical tastes, and they all just come together and play. So when you're over there, you've got the mix. But Dream Theater was headlining a lot of these, and their fans are just like a Megadeth fan. In fact, I was walking on stage and people were calling my name. And that's cool. It's cool. Yeah. And, and Fred, why are you not with Megadeth? And it's just like, yeah, I got fired.
How do you answer that?
Yeah, I got fired. Read my Instagram. I'm pimping Instagram now. Remember when I didn't want a social media? You
so for
fought
years
with me.
I used to beg Fred to get on social media, period. And then he was on Facebook for like 6 months, and then he disappeared.
Yeah, fuck that.
We don't know what happened
Oh,
there.
there are too many crazies on that thing, man.
And then you came back like just a year ago and tried it again. Same thing.
Well, you know what? This is the only reason why, and I didn't even know I had it. I didn't even know I had Facebook.
Okay.
I signed up to play golf online because you had to have because you got like bonus points or whatever, and I didn't even know I had it, and I quit playing the golf app, and I'm sitting there, and somebody goes to me, "Why isn't your friend on Facebook? You have a Facebook account." I'm like, I don't, and I don't lie to me. I know you do. I'm like, I really don't even know. And I had totally forgotten that I had it, and I had one friend, my mom. I'm like, look at my friends list. Just for fuck's sake, fucking, I didn't even know I'm playing golf. I'm not fucking,
That's great, though.
I can't believe you didn't add me as a friend. What do you mean? Like, come on, Mo. I didn't even know I fucking had it. Fucking, it's like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's just fucking, I am not lying. But so Facebook became a nightmare for me, but again, I came back. But I never wanted to do social media, And
why though? You're such a social person.
I didn't want that. I just didn't dig it. I had enough going on.
Willie G said that he reluctantly does it. He does like some of the interaction because they're constantly. What do you want?
I want your glass.
Oh, here we go. Now it's going to get interesting. Willie G said that one of the reasons he didn't want to do it, or he didn't put a lot out there, is because invariably there's some great fans, but there's also some fans that just literally want to wear him down. What are you doing here?
I'll do the jack.
Oh, this is for you?
That's for you. I'll do the jack. You do that.
Okay. We're not in there.
No, I'm going to cheers you.
Oh, you scare me.
I'm going to dump the jack in with his vodka.
Yeah, I never know with you.
I wonder what it tastes
Salute,
like.
my friend.
Salute.
Here goes nothing.
But
it's good though. Tito's is the bomb.
But and
it begins.
And it begins. So we're about halfway through right now. We're about a quarter of the way through.
A quarter way through.
So, but yeah, so Megadeth asked me to do it.
Okay.
And that's why you have Fred of Death, because I didn't want to do it. And like everything in my life, I don't want to do anything social. I don't want to learn an app. I don't want to be on an app. I don't want a fucking social media site. I don't want Facebook. I don't want Facebook.
It just doesn't make any sense based on your personality.
But I just didn't want that because
it's an aggravation?
No, it's not an aggravation, but it...
Explain it. You can just say it. There's a lot of fans out there that feel...
It was something
entitled or want to lean on you guys too heavy, and they kind of expect, not all of them, some of them, they expect things.
Well, that's exactly what Willie's point was, and he's told me that before, and that's exactly what it comes down to. You know, people you haven't seen in 30 years. Hey, man, I see you work for Megadeth. Any possibility of meeting Dave Mustaine? Yeah, I'll have him.
Sure. Sure.
People you haven't seen forever. And it's just like, hey man, remember me from the 6th grade? And I'm a real big Dream Theater fan. Could you get me tickets to meet Mike Mangini? And it's just I really love John. Could you arrange a meet and greet? And it's like, dude, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna happen for me. It's not, But I got bombarded with weird requests, and it's just like,
what was the weirdest one?
Oh my god!
Come on, out with it.
Can you get me to meet Ozzy? And I'm like, it's not for me. It's for my husband. I'm like. I'm lucky I get to see fucking Oz anymore. You know what I mean?
You got me to see Ozzy.
Yeah,
I'm a straight.
You're right. But that was, again, that was like 15 years ago. I mean, I haven't seen the guy. Like when I saw him, he goes, "You look familiar to me." I'm like, I used to work for you. He goes, "Yeah, that's why you look." But I mean, I hadn't seen him in like 15 years. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten, can you get me a guitar? I want the guitar I want the Rebel Bullseye the Rebel Flag guitar that Zach played.
Wait, somebody asked you.
Oh my God!
Someone asks you that doesn't know you. Not that it matter if they owe you, but he actually asks you to give them a guitar that Zach Wild has played religiously, practically every gig and every video going back 20 years.
That's happened twice.
They expect you to give it to them.
Two different people. Well, it's for a kid with cancer.
Oh,
and it's just like, look, man, he's not going to. It's a guitar that but that would get a lot of money for our charity. Yeah, I'm sure it would, but so would a one off the shelf that he signed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're not going to give off a classic guitar, But that's what people. It would go to that extreme, and that was an exact quote as to
mm-hmm.
And it's just like, man, I can't pull these kind of strings. I'm me. Who am I? I'm nobody. And I can't take you to meet the great and powerful Oz. Nobody sees, nobody sees the wizard. No one. And it just, but it became, you have friends that are social,
mm-hmm.
but you got the people coming out of right field.
And you have a few out there that are Looney Tunes.
Oh, there's quite a few of them out there too. Those are stories I don't tell.
So let's dive. We have time. Let's dive into one because one of the things that Willie was willing to talk about, and for those who are asking who Willie is, about a month or two back, Willie G an equally famous guitar technician and stagehand that has worked with Fred and Megadeth for a long time, and both of these gentlemen have worked in different. But Willie was here in Pittsburgh with Whitesnake and took the time out to do an excellent podcast. Fred was very instrumental in connecting the two of us. Willie was awesome. One of the things that Willie did mention, though, was that there have been some rather strange and odd requests, and there's a. He did say, he was very diplomatic, Fred. He said it wasn't the large bulk of the fans at all. But there's a sliver. There's a sliver, maybe like he said, like 1% or something, that are really out there and feel entitled, almost like they feel like because they're there for the show, they are owed something from the band.
They want a set list. They want to pick. They want to stand on the side of the stage.
They owed, and it's such a. And him and I talked a little bit about maybe it's a younger generation that maybe feels that way, but he goes, nah, it's people in their 50s sometimes.
Oh my God, it's like that in TSO as well. They want this connection with the band.
Where's that come from?
I have no idea. No, because they're super fans, and I'm not cracking on. I get fanboyed out sometimes when I meet people, but
all those years I loved Kiss as a kid, and I would go to the show, and I finally would meet them, and then finally when I was working with the band. And meeting Fran and you getting to know Fran, you can I never asked for anything.
Yeah,
I was giving stuff to people.
I go and I never ask. I never asked dime for a picture. And that was one of my biggest regrets. And I don't ask these guys for pictures. I will occasionally now, just because it's because I realize the importance of not asking for a picture sometimes, you know what I mean?
Sure, and that in Dime's case, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very, very rare that I'll ask some, unless I'm working with them, because I always like to, if this is the guy I work with,
sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Shit like that. But
but you agree there's an element of fans out there.
There's the fans that expect to meet the band, and why can't you take me back there to meet them? And it's like, really? Because who
are you? Number one.
Did you buy a meet and greet? Because they're out there.
Yeah.
And it's just, you just get a lot of those cats that are like that. And it's a weird situation that makes you uncomfortable. And I don't like saying no to people.
I know that.
And I've gone to my bunk and gotten pics out of my bunk to give to somebody, you know what I mean? But, I'll go above and beyond for some people. But when you have something like a Facebook, it makes you accessible. Whereas Instagram isn't so much. Although I get weird DMs.
Sure.
And it's just like... But what's cool on there is they say this person wants to send you a request, and so I'll get. But I've gotten some off the wall ones that are just like, oh man, and it's just sometimes they get a little bit too personal. You gotta lay off. You gotta hey man, this is a business. I run it like a business.
Right.
I am a business. That's. You don't need to know that end of the business.
Yeah.
But it's just
But it is a small segment of the fans, right?
Like people saying, where's the band staying? Like, I'm going to tell you where the band's staying. What flight are they on? Well, you want to know what seat he's on?
It'd be great that it's sent to the wrong plane. That'd be great.
I actually have done that. Yeah. I feel like an asshole, but I've done it. I've actually done it. I've actually denied.
But to ask that stuff, you have to be an asshole.
Well, but that's what people expect, and that's what Willie said. Me and Willie have had that conversation. And but that's what people expect now. And it's just like, really, you buy your ticket, you see the band, go home. Now they sit on the barrier and they harass you for a pic. Come on, asshole, give me a pic. Hey, roadie guy. Hey, roadie guy. Hey,
yeah, that's not going to work.
My name's not roadie guy.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Give me a set list. No, I'm not going to give you anything. But here's the thing. I'll do it. If you're nice, but you get those assholes that are sitting there. I had a dude throw rocks at me, and I'm like, really? He's like, fuck you, man.
What was this?
This is somewhere in South America where they have them like in these racetrack fields and shit like that. And there's like rocks, and they throw rocks.
Trying to get your attention?
Oh no, because I wouldn't give him a fucking pick. I'm like, I don't have any. He's throwing rocks at me. I'm like, fuck. Now your chances are none.
He's hucking rocks.
He's like, yeah, I can fucking hit. I'm like hitting your leg with a rock. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, and here's me. I am the nicest guy in the world. I am.
You can be.
Nothing.
You can be.
Nothing gets me mad. Nothing. I was this far away
from losing it,
from jumping off this. I mean, I'm not. Look, I'm a $198. I'm not big. I'm not an MMA fighter. But I'm not afraid to jump.
Don't hawk rocks.
Yeah, don't hawk rocks. Because I'm going to come down there. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to hurt you. And
that's nuts.
Oh, dude, yeah, I've got hit and roll rocks. I've been spit on. I got spit.
Who spit on you?
Santiago, Chile. As the same day my laptop got stolen.
Those Chilean folks are supposed to be very nice.
They're very nice. And this is what Dave said to me. He goes, "Oh man, they did that when the Ramones came down here. That means they like you." I'm like, this guy's spitting on me and throwing cigarette butts at me.
That was a thing in punk rock. Because I remember the Pistols had that problem too.
This asshole sitting there asking me for guitar picks, and I'm like, I'm in a show, man. I'm doing it. And he's like, give me a pick. And he spits on me. I'm like, no, you're not getting fucking next thing I know, man, we're getting covered in spit. Me and the guy on it. And I'm like, now I'm mad because what am I? A germaphobe. Yeah. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. And man, when that spit hit me, it was a retracted arena, so the seats came out like this, so it was a straight up wall. And I'm supposed to be doing the punches, for them changing. And that spit hit me, and I looked, and I'm like, and I didn't know who did it. I just know I was climbing that wall, and I'm gonna. And we had Knight. He's a security guard, and he's this big security. He's a famous security guard in South America, and he comes up. He goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "Why are you climbing that wall?" And I'm like I'm gonna fucking kill one of these motherfuckers up there. And the guy's going, and he's like spitting. So Knight goes, "Which one was it?" I think it's that guy. Now this guy's like a jiu-jitsu a Brazilian jiu-jitsu world champion. Right. He looks like Charlie Brown. All right. And so Knight goes up, and I'm sitting there, and this guy's spitting on me. And cigarette butts are coming down. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking beat this guy's ass. I said, I'm gonna have Knight bring him. So I see Knight go, "Which one?" I'm like, "That guy." So it's this guy right here. He grabs this guy. And his
the wrong guy.
He grabs the wrong guy. Takes him by his thumb. He's bending his thumb back, and then this guy's going, "Ah!" And he gets his body. And I'm like, "It's the wrong guy. It's the wrong guy." He goes, "I got him." I'm like, "No, it's the wrong fucking." He's like, "I'm throwing him out." I'm like, "No, it's that guy." And this other guy, he sees Knight, and he's like trying to get away. I'm like, "It's that guy." And these guys going, "Ah!" He's got him by their thumbs, and he's like, "Did you see how I handled those guys?" I'm like, "It was the wrong guy." He goes, "I threw him out." No, it's the wrong guys. But yeah, I mean, so these, you don't give a guy a pick, and he's going to spit on you, and but it's not like that all the time, but it's just it's gotten to the point, and I wasn't a fan of social media, and when I started this Instagram thing, I didn't sign up for it. Ryan, our production assistant, signed me up for it, and it was a joke, and I really didn't want to pursue it.
Right.
And so if you see, I started off slow with it. And it caused me a lot of fucking problems. And I'm just like, because I didn't want it. I didn't want to do it. And it just, it was guys on the road, and it was stupid. And then it became fans, and it got expanded, and it became really stupid. And I quit doing it for a while. And Dave McRobb, Megadeth's web guy, comes up and says, "Hey man, we'd like to give each one of the techs their own Instagram account, and you could do like blogs from." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it." Yeah, next thing I know, I've got Fred Death Official. I mean, I don't even know how to make these things. And that was the fun thing, trying to explain to people, "Why do you have an Instagram account and didn't tell me?" I didn't even know I had one. It's like, "You're lying." No, I don't even know how to do this. And there's a true story, man. And I'm like, you have two of them? You son of a bitch. And I didn't even know I had. They're making them for me. I don't even know how to add people. And, and it was true, because these guys are like, because I didn't want to know anything about it. Take the picture.
But it's probably a pretty good idea from a marketing standpoint to have you point guys to have that.
And that's what, Dave was all over that.
It gives the fan a backdoor look at things.
And it became...
Could be dangerous.
Exactly. And so it became... It became a burden, but it also became
a blessing.
A blessing, It's just like, well, all right, here I can do this, and I'm going to tell the world my secret. In each one of my posts, it's directed towards somebody that day. So I have friends like all over, and there's codes in them.
I'm sure.
I've gotten pretty silly with my stuff, but there's a reason why I do the things I do or post the things I post. I just stopped posting random shit.
Yeah.
And there's a reason, and so it's just so it's funny to me, and that's what it's come down to. And it's just like, yeah, I can do this now, yeah. And what makes me laugh is the chips were a joke, but then I got one or two people asking me, hey, do another one, because it's hilarious. Your Starbucks and the homeless people is hilarious. And I'm like,
homeless people.
Yeah, did you see my Starbucks one?
No. Oh my God, the homeless people.
Yeah, I was on the streets in Pittsburgh. I was bored one day at lunch, and I told myself, I'm not going to Starbucks. I'm going to go get some food, and I'm not going to Starbucks.
Okay.
And I walked past Starbucks like 3 times, and I'm like, dude, you're a junkie. You're a fucking Starbucks junkie. And I'm like, I am not going in Starbucks. I'm not. And next thing you know, I'm in Starbucks. So I made this little stupid little. Go to Fred Death Official, and it's on there. But it's me. But it ends up with me in Eyeball Park downtown with all the homeless bums, drug addicts, just sitting there sleeping on the sidewalk. It's me begging for money.
To go to Starbucks.
I need $6.85 for a caramel frappuccino. And people are like going, "Fuck you, man! Get the fuck out of here!" One dude's on a bike. He almost
Only you, Fred.
One dude gets hit by. He literally. You watch it. You watch it. The guy almost gets hit by a truck. He goes, "Fuck you, man!" I'm like, "Yeah." And I turn the camera around, and there's this white pickup like going knocking this guy off a bike. I'm like, serves you right. Fuck you, serves you right. Yeah, people are like, fuck you. This guy's like on his phone. I'm like, hey man, you got $6.85 for a Starbucks? I'm like,
you gave the exact number.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing.
Someone maybe gave it to you.
People offered to send it to me. Do you have a whatever?
Oh my God!
But on the internet, and that took off. But the funny thing is different Starbucks charge different prices.
Right.
And I'm like, you got to be kidding.
That's right here in the airport area in Pittsburgh.
So if I pay $6.85 for one in Pittsburgh, I'm paying $6.76 in Baltimore. And I'm like, wait a second. It's the same thing. What's the difference? And I'm like, maybe it's state tax. I don't know. I didn't think whatever.
Oh, because Baltimore's a shithole. Hey, if I think Baltimore's a shithole, that doesn't make me a racist, right?
No.
Because Baltimore is a shithole.
Fuck the Ravens.
Yeah, fuck the Ravens.
Why the fuck would I want to live in Baltimore?
Right. But all right, now we clarified that, yeah.
But but the thing is so the Starbucks took off.
Right.
The chip thing was a joke. I have like 5 people write to me wanting to know about chips. Well, hey, what do those? I know that they have prawn chips over there. What do the prawn chips say?
Chips.
Oh my God, prawn cocktail. And I was going to do it. And this is no joke. We had 1 bag of prawn cocktail chips left. And I took them to my bunk to go do this. And somebody was in the front lounge where I usually do them. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait. And I fell asleep. And I crushed all the prawn chips. The last bag of Walker's prawn chips. So I didn't get to do that. And as I would do these, I would laugh because, it starts out, here's 100 people watching you. And now there's 150. Now there's 200. At one point, there's like 800 people. And I'm getting like 25 requests for chip things. I want to.
Wait, they're requesting which ones they want you to review?
Oh yeah, dude. Have you ever tried, roasted?
Meanwhile, the funny part is he really doesn't like chips that much.
No, I hate chips. That's the just so it's funny to me.
Oh, it's funny, all right.
And that's what Here's something, because I don't eat chips. And I'm over there just going, these are safe to eat, so I'm going to still eat. I don't eat desserts. The desserts are good too. And there was some too, because they were taking pictures of me like hawking desserts, and I was like, sitting there. And
but the pizza. What about the pizza?
So I was just getting to the pizza. I promise you people, I am the nicest guy in the world. I have the patience of a saint.
Of Job.
I'm beat like Job. I am beat like Job. But I want one thing. It's a fucking pepperoni pizza. That's all I want. Don't get me anything else. I don't want salad. I don't want rabbit food. I don't want soggy Mexican salad burrito. I want a pizza. I want a pepperoni pizza. Guess what, Eric? Pepperoni means something different in Europe.
It's a salami?
No, you have to say salami pizza if you want a pepperoni pizza. You say pepperoni pizza, you're getting a pizza with peppers on it.
Oh, which you don't dig.
And, I don't mind the peppers so much, but I was really, really looking forward to meat.
So they put red peppers or hot peppers on there?
Oh, hot peppers, red peppers, pepperoncinis, green peppers. Hey, man, we'll throw
habaneros.
No, yeah, we had it all. And it took me a couple days to realize, and somebody finally wrote, hey, man, you have to ask for a salami pizza. I'm like, oh. So I started asking for a salami pizza.
Salami doesn't taste like pepperoni.
They don't, I guess pepperoni's more of a American kind of thing.
Okay.
It's kind of like a different kind of deal. But over there, I don't even know if you saw the one. I opened up the pizza box and I said, "What kind of fucking sick joke is it?" It looks like
sick joke.
it had vegetables that I didn't. Again, I don't know what this shit is. It was colors that I didn't even know. What the fuck's magenta on a fucking pizza? You know what I mean? Name one vegetable. I mean, and if you're going to put an eggplant or something on there, that's not a pizza. No. Get the fuck out of here. fucking vegetarians, fucking pussies. And I'm like, what the hell is it? But man. I would, and here's this happened.
It's funny to you, Fred.
Oh, it wasn't funny to me. It got to the point where if you saw the last one, I finally got my pepperoni pizza.
I saw that.
But I went literally days with not the right way. And I'm like, how hard is it to get?
You should order the plane.
Well, that's what I should have done. But I'm Fred, king of all bad decisions. I'm sticking with it. I'm going to keep the bad decision. I'm going to keep ordering pepperoni. I'm going to keep writing pepperoni on the sheet. And one of these days, somebody's going to get it right. Nope, peppers again. Pepperoni. Nope, peppers again. Pepperoni. Nope, peppers again. The best one was I ordered a pepperoni pizza with onions. And that turned into a proper pepperoni pizza covered with the one food I hate. Mushrooms.
Oh, mushrooms.
I hate.
Oh, how can they
mushrooms?
How could they confuse onions and
That's
mushrooms?
what I said. If you saw the video, how the fuck? And it says, and I'm not shitting you. I know I'm blowing this mic out because now I'm mad, but it says on there, pepperoni and onion, and I'm like, finally.
What country was it?
Oh, it's all over Europe. They fucking, they say, oh, is that for Fred? Fuck him. Guy's an asshole. Fucking, he blocked me on his social media account. Yeah, he wouldn't accept me on his Facebook account.
Yeah, so half of these jackalopes that are probably making your food were at those festivals.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, the guy spitting on you asking for a pic's probably making your food.
He didn't give me a pic. Fuck him. He's getting, I'm just gonna jingle this chair like, that's fine. There it is. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and it's just like, it's like, what? So I finally get it, and it's got mushrooms all over it. I am the nicest guy in the world, and I have the patience of a saint. I don't get mad. I laugh at things. I make jokes at how humorous life is sometimes, and that's the only way you can handle it. Not me, man. Fucking not with mushrooms. No, fuck those mushrooms.
Fuck mushrooms.
My God.
I concur.
Oh my! Good God! How the hell can you eat a mushroom? Now here's the thing.
It's fungus, isn't it?
It's a fungus. There's nothing fun about it. They're nothing. They're slimy. If I wanted to eat a snail, I'd go out in the street and I'd pick up a snail and I'd eat it. Ooh, that tastes like a mushroom. It's got consistency of mushroom. And I'm like, I am not going to eat a snail. I'm not going to eat a mushroom. Who said, oh, I want to put that in my mouth because that... No, nobody did.
Right.
Nobody did.
Right.
And I just... Mushrooms make me gag.
Yeah, no matter how much you cook them on a pizza, they don't burn. They're always slimy. You can get a well-done pizza and the mushroom's still slimy.
It's like, what kind of... It's a fungus. It lives through anything. And it's just like, I'm just like, come on.
Well, listen, man. I show these houses. Once in a while, you go into a vacant house that's been sitting for like a year and have a water problem in the usually in the bathroom. in the bathroom, you walk in there, and there's all these, like, there's moss all over the walls, black moss.
Oh, yeah, mold.
But out of that, you see mushrooms
mushroom
growing.
shrimp. Oh, hell yeah.
Mushrooms growing out of there. Yeah, I want to go eat that. That looks so appetizing. I mean, of course, I'm going to cut a couple of those and take it home, put it on my pizza.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want that. That looks good. I think I'll eat that right here.
Yeah. Not happening.
No. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat mushrooms.
But what about the size discrepancy of the pizza?
Well, that was savage. But the mushroom one, I'm going to get back to that one real quick. I was so desperate to eat because I hadn't eaten, except for like a dessert. I picked the mushrooms off, but I wasn't happy, and I was gross. And I sat there with my hand sanitizer and you
have a problem, pal.
Oh yeah, but I made a pretty good mushroom pizza Instagram post. If you saw, and that story's still up on Fred of Death Official. And but so it gets down to the last fucking pizza, and I've gone 36 shows. I had a mixture of hits. I had a mixture of misses. 7 times my food didn't show up. So
you're hangry at this point.
Yeah. I want one perfect pepperoni pizza. And I walk onto the bus, and I haven't slept because it was a long day, and we're leaving. We know that we have a long day. We're driving 4 hours, and it's not my bus, so I don't have a bunk to sleep in. I rode the band bus, so I'm like, man, I'm not going to sleep. I take my pizza, and I see my pizza, and my eyes lit up like a child on Christmas morning. It said pepperoni and onions on the box, and it wasn't just a box.
It was a big box.
It was a big, beautiful box.
Yeah, for a large pizza. Maybe extra large.
This box was the size of
16 by 16.
Oh, no, it was bigger. It was like a 20. I went like that because I just said that because I was like, so that's 9 inches, and so I did that, and I did 3 times, and there was still left over, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm finally going to eat. I'm finally going to get my pepperoni pizza, and I open it up. And I actually did it on camera, so I didn't know what it looked like before I fucking got it, and I opened the box, and in this 29-inch pizza box is this 9-inch pizza. I had to turn the camera. My thumb came off the camera when
someone had to play a vicious joke on you, dude, right? Come on.
I'll tell you what. I strung together words that night. I mean, I'm creative with my cursing. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows. I'm a creative cursor. I'll say it.
Yes.
Somebody called me something the other. Somebody called me a shit fuck, and I'm like,
yeah, what the hell is that?
I'm like, what? I have to.
I've never heard of that before.
I've never done it. I've never put those combinations.
Are you going to include that in your vocabulary going forward?
Oh, it's been in my vocabulary for the past 3 days. I'm like, oh my god, I've got a new word, and so because eventually one day I'll find. But I described that whoever made that pizza was a shit fuck, because because
it was pretty pathetic.
Oh, and I went, but it was good, and I'm thinking. This 9-inch pizza was really good, but imagine if it was 20. Then I'd be happy, but it was really good. And
is this catering, or do you have to pay for this?
It's after show food, so they bring it to us after. So again, they say, "What do you want? Do you want a hamburger?"
Someone's screwing with you.
Yeah, which is usually soggy by the time you get on the bus after a long day because they make it at dinner and they deliver it, and here you are at 1 o'clock in the morning going, "Oh, I really want that hamburger," and you go, and the bread's mush, and just like, man, I can't eat that. Or you get a salad and it's wilted. I don't eat rabbit food, but if you give me any kind of meat. I can throw it in the microwave.
Right.
Pizza, I can throw it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Hell, I've been known to sit around and be so lazy that I'll go and take a pizza into a hotel room, throw it on the counter, fall asleep, and go, I really don't feel like going to get some dinner today. Oh, that pizza's still there.
Yeah, leftover pizza, right.
Because it doesn't go bad.
No.
And, sometimes you have a microwave, sometimes you just, put the heater on 90 and throw it on there. and I've done it. But things along that line. But that pizza was made by a shit fuck. And when I opened that box, my thumb came off the camera. I'm like, and those guys, in Europe, we have double-decker buses.
Right.
These guys thought, because I didn't know anybody on the Dream Theater crew. I knew Maddie from years ago. But those guys really didn't know me.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things when they got to know me is they're like, the way you curse is so creative. It's so creative.
Are they a little more reserved on that tour?
Yeah, a little more reserved. They have fun. I mean, and here's me. And again, I went into this tour the same as I did the Bowie tour, same as I did the first. I tried to do it and stay sober, and I did. I mean, there was a few days I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna have a drink or two. I need a drink or two, and but for the most part, I stayed sober. So I would hide myself. Like these guys would all be in the back having drinks, having beers, because they give you a couple cases of beer a day, bottle of Jack Daniels, and here I am. I'm going straight to my bunk because that's where I had to be, and so I go straight to my bunk, and these guys would say, we're sitting in the back lounge, and we're fuck. And it's me opening my after show food, and they said they would wait for that because they would see me come up the steps. They're all sitting in the back line, and I'd close the door, and and I'd either eat in the front lounge, if somebody was there, I'd eat in my bunk. I don't know why. I climb in there. It's my hole, and I climb in my bunk, and they say you hear, shit. and they would laugh, and at the end of they're like, can we sample that? Can we just want samples because we're gonna miss you, and we want samples of you. And could you throw a few words in there that are, yeah. So it became. I tried to I was stressed.
And you're not a foodie either. You're not real particular.
No, just give me a piece of meat. You're lucky I'm eating the bread on the pizza. Just give me a piece of meat and I'm happy. Dude, we went to this place in Italy and they had some kind of meat tartare.
What is that?
Raw meat. Just mashed up raw meat. And you know what? I didn't even ask what kind.
What kind of meat?
It could have been horse. I don't care. You know what? It was raw. It was bloody, and I loved it. And I sat there. And there was a time in my life I'd be like, raw meat, dude. If I can eat sushi, and here's what's fucked up about me. I'll eat sushi, but I won't eat cooked salmon, and I won't eat cooked tuna, but I'll eat it raw. And so.
Most of the population is reversed there.
But I don't know why. But I started when I saw that it was on the menu, and it was things like, and I don't eat fish either. I'm not a fish guy. I'm a raw fish guy. But this guy's like trying to tell me in a time, oh, this is really good. Tastes like fish. I'm like, I don't want fish.
Tastes like fish.
It's a very fishy taste. I'm like, no. It's a fish sauce. No. Doesn't sound appetizing.
Tastes like fish.
Yeah. I said, what's the sauce like? Is it a red sauce? He goes, no. It's a fish sauce. I'm like, what do you mean fish sauce? I'm saying it's shrimp and spaghetti. He goes, yes. It is very fishy. I'm like, Nope.
Fish flavored food.
Yeah,
right?
no, fuck that. Man. You know what? But that's what's fun. I'll eat Long John Silver's. I'll eat cod cooked. I'll eat that, and I'll eat shrimp cooked, and I'll eat shrimp raw.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to taste I don't want my spaghetti to taste fishy. So stuff like that. But
you had fish flavored potato chips. Prawns, right?
prawn chips. It's prawn cocktail, so it's like shrimp cocktail. So
all right. So you were talking about that there was some kind of like ridiculous desecration in Jonestown.
Oh, no.
I didn't understand. I was reading. I didn't understand what you were talking about.
So check it out, man. My new thing with trying to stay sober. All right.
He's trying to stay sober.
Yeah.
He's trying to stay sober. It's kind of like sober, but when you're drunk, that's how you say sober. You say stober. But here, I have to somewhat keep up with you to some degree.
So, what we do is, what I did.
Let's go. I'll tell them we're done.
What I did to. Are you more? Oh, hell.
At least give me a double, so I have to keep coming back to you. Good.
There you go.
Good.
So, to occupy my time, I have taken an interest in photography.
Yeah, I noticed that. So that was that caught me a little surprising. Not that I've known you've taken amazing photos through your journeys over the years, but your interest in doing it was never really there.
No, it wasn't there, and it was from hanging out with this girl I knew. I ain't gonna say your name, but yeah, so I started hanging out with Maureen, and she was a model, and so I started watching these guys taking photos, and I thought over the years, I've always had a junk camera or an iPhone. I've never, I said I've got some killer shots, and so I just decided to post like one or two just to see how it went, and I started getting like good, people were like looking at me, you should put that on your Instagram. I'm like, yeah, because I put the feeler. I'd send them to people.
They're right. I've always said that.
And so because I just have I went to school to be a director. I just have an eye for how things should be, and so I started to just piss around with editing and stuff.
You
like
got the volumes of stuff, Fred. I mean,
no, that's what happened. All that shit got stolen. I lost everything. I lost 20 years of pictures. I lost pictures of everything.
I have stuff of yours, some stuff. I mean, I have the visit to Iraq for Shinedown. Do you don't have any of that?
I have some of it. I don't have all of it.
Okay.
But so I started, just dabbling with myself, and then I bought an editing program, and then I was like, well, this is pretty cool, and then I started just what pictures that I did have that I like. I found that I was able to manipulate them, and they look okay.
Absolutely.
And it became a nice little distraction. So now I was in my bunk, not drinking, and editing photos, and thinking, damn, I wish I had a real camera for that, because the iPhone, you can only get so sharp, and had it, and just hanging out with Maureen and looking at these guys, I started asking questions. That's how I became a guitar tech, asking questions.
Absolutely.
And so it just became, it was a nice distraction,
no doubt,
and it became
a great hobby,
and it is, and so I started doing it. But over time, I've been known to do extreme things.
You don't say.
to get the results that I want.
Right.
And I do weird things. I mean, I've hung out on ledges. I've to get a shot that I wanted years ago, I fell in La Brea tar pits. And that went over really well.
There's a story there. Hold on, you're not glossing over that, pal. You're not glossing over that one.
When I was out
there, what are these tar pits?
La Brea tar pits.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what
I do not. So I plead ignorance.
In L.A., they have this. They're tar pits, natural tar pits.
I think I've heard of them.
Where all the dinosaurs went, or not dinosaurs, but the woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and giant sloths.
And it's in L.A.
It's in L.A. It's right in the middle of downtown, so right off of Wilshire and La Brea. And
wait. In the middle of L.A., there's a section of tar pits.
It's hot molten tar that comes up, bubbling up through the ground. It's across the street. It's
like
not
a geyser?
No, not a geyser. It just seeps up. Think of when they put tar on the road. It's that shit, and it seeps up through the ground. Okay. It's been doing it for thousands of years, like prehistoric times. Yeah,
right.
And they've got the dinosaurs. And what had happened was,
is the public allowed around there?
Oh yeah, you can go in there. It's fenced off. It's a park, and it bubbles up through the ground. And what they do is they dig down in there, and they get the dinosaur or the mammal bones out of it. So they have like a visitor center. You can watch them like taking the bones out of the tar, and it's all like this preserved stuff. And what would happen was animals would go down and drink the water, and they would fall, slip, get stuck in the tar, and they would die a slow death. Or the saber-toothed tigers would jump on them, kill them, eat them while they're alive, and the saber-toothed tiger would be too fat, fall in the. And so they have layers and layers of all these animals from prehistoric times that had gotten stuck in the La Brea tar pits.
Okay.
You know what I like to do sometimes, Eric?
What, Fred?
I like to drink heavily. And I like to go on adventures.
Especially when you're in L.A.
My God.
That city just seems to have a spell on you.
Oh, my goodness. And, I'm a different man when I go out there. And
not always a better man.
Yeah. And so this particular day, I'm in my rent-a-car, my tan Toyota Camry, and I had stopped at Barney's Beanery. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to La Brea Tar Pits. I got nothing to do today. I'm off. I went to the Beanery, which Zach Wild and I were bored for life from, too. And he still goes back. I go back, too. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go to La Brea Tar Pits. I really want to go. And it's just down the street, like a mile or two. So I get in the car, and I go down to La Brea Tar Pits. And I dig history. And I like fossils, and I like, I like all this stuff, So I'm into this, and I'm like, wow, there's buildings right here, and there's tar bubbling up from the ground, and they're finding prehistoric animal bones right here in L.A. And I'm like, this is great.
It's pretty cool.
But they have it fenced off. Don't get too close to the tar pits. Because you know why? Over thousands of years, animals have fallen in and died. They got stuck and they died. And they struggled and they died. And you know why they struggled?
It's like quicksand?
It's not. It's tar. So
I know, but
they stick. It sticks like flypaper, and they sink down in it. You sink down in it. And they put a fence around it. They probably didn't have a fence.
For a good reason.
They probably didn't have a fence around it when the woolly mammoths were there. But they do now.
Yeah, I'm thinking the fencing concept wasn't real prevalent back in those days.
So, but the thing is, the fence is to keep idiots out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because no one's needing a fence to get out of it.
But you know what? Fences mess up my shots. I don't like fences in my pictures. Okay. So somebody, after a few beers at Barney's, actually it wasn't beers, but after a few Jack Daniels, and at Barney's, I decided I want to climb over the fence. I'm going to break the rules. You know why? I'm Fred Kowalo. It's me. It's going to happen.
I mean, rules are just suggestions anyway.
Yeah, just suggestions. I'm the king of all bad decisions. I should have known better. I knew what's going to happen. So I shit you not. I go do this whole tour, and I go around, and I'm like, man, I really want to get that picture. I need that angle, and that fence is in my way. So I look around, and it's close to closing time, and there's nobody around. And the security guards are like, you can see them off, they're planning on, cutting out of there. And I make my move. Me and Jack Daniels, Jose Corvo, Jim Beam, they're not my friends.
Your partners in crime.
Yeah, you know what? Those guys can talk me into doing anything. And I'm like, this is a great idea. I'm going to get the shot. I'm going to get the fuck out of there. And I jump the fence. And
where'd you land on the other side?
Oh, I landed on the back of the fence. It wasn't a high fence, but it was a fence just to keep me out. I didn't want the fence in the shot. And so here's me getting down low to get the angle shot that I want. God. And that's when I slipped down the bank and into the tar pits.
And how submerged?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't so bad. And I guess that, maybe over the years the tar just hasn't been that, tarry. But
was the tar hot?
It's liquid tar. It's sticky, but, it's not like burning me and shit like that because there's a layer of water on top of it. So, yeah, I caught my, so I'm slid down one leg.
Were you by yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm jumping the fence by myself. I went with somebody. I went with my buddy Billy. But Billy was like, man, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I'm like, Billy. He's like, man, I don't think.
Billy was the voice of reason.
Yeah, Billy.
Which you did not pay attention
to. Go distract those security guards, you know what I mean? And, yeah, I slid down that hill, and the one leg went in pretty good. The other one stayed up. It was kind of like Anakin Skywalker, when he fell in. He's like, and I'm trying to crawl back up the hill. And it wasn't like a big steep hill, but when you're covered in tar, it sucks. And needless to say, I took the picture with one leg into the tar pits, and I thought it was a great picture. Oh my gosh, it's even better. It wasn't digital. It was all like, you had to get them.
Film.
I ran to like 1 hour photo to get it done, and so it was all on film. And So I'm sitting there, and now I got to walk back through the visitor center covered in tar.
Well, you were able to at least get yourself out of there.
Oh, I got out. Yeah, I mean, it's I told you I'm a buck 98, but at that time I was a buck 58. But I'm a lot stronger than a mammoth. But I got my ass out of the tar pits, and
you're covered with tar.
Oh, on the one side, it was just like one leg, down the hill, stuck in the tar pits. But I got the shot, and that's what's important, kids: getting the shot. So I got the shot, and I go walking out, but you can see where I walk because footprint, and this tar is just dripping up. And I walk out, and they start saying something to me in Spanish. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish, but I'm getting the fuck out of here.
It is L.A.
Well, they were probably telling me it was closed, or if I wanted to buy a gift in the gift shop. I mean, something nice like that. I mean, I don't think they were just telling me, "Hey, asshole, you got tar all over the sidewalk. We know it's you because there's footprint." It was cool because it was only on one side. So it just looked like I was hopping down the sidewalk. And now I have the dilemma of crossing Wilshire Boulevard or whatever the hell it is, and getting into my rental car covered in tar. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Nothing you can do.
And, I see the security guards across the street, and they're pointing at me. I'm like, oh, no. I'm sitting there. I fell in the tar pits. Now, another thing I desecrated. And and I'm like looking. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? And Billy gets in the car. He's like, dude, you got tar all over you. What are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. And somewhere, I don't know if it was Jose Cuervo or Jack Daniels or Jim Beam, maybe Budweiser. Somebody said, get the fuck in the car. It's a rental. My favorite off-road vehicle. And I got in the car. And I stuck to the seat. And this tan interior was covered in tar. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, because it seemed like a good idea at the time. And
it always does.
And I'm like, what the hell? You're an idiot. And I'm like, but I already knew that. I fell in a tar pit. Yeah, I know I'm an idiot. I've done multiple things in my life that I'm an idiot. I'm the king of all bad decisions. If you put up a fence around a tar pit, I'm going in. And so I got so what I did was I got back, and this is back in the time when they had cell phones, but they were like the big brick cell phones. And I'm like, yeah, rental car place? Yeah, I got a problem. Some asshole dumped a bunch of tar. I was at the tar pits. My window was down, and somebody got in my car. And they're like, what? I'm like, it's covered in tar, man. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, somebody, I don't know if they
bought that?
They had to. I was insured. The movie paid for it.
Okay.
But the thing was, is like, yeah, man, I don't know what happened. It's just tar all over my car on the inside. I don't know, some asshole did it. My window was down because it was so hot. And bring it in, we'll give you a new one. And I took it in, got a new one, and no questions asked. I'm like, and that's why I'm the king of bad decisions, because I get away with shit.
Oh my God Almighty!
So that was falling in La Brea tar pits. So I've gone over the years to doing, I go to great lengths to get the shot, the proper shot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to, like jump a fence, or you have to get down on the ground, or you have to like climb a tree to get the shot. And me and my junk cameras and my iPhones and shit like that. And but I was at, I remember the first time I went to the Statue of Liberty. And I'm looking at the Statue of Liberty, and I'm like, this is pretty cool, but I can't get the Statue of Liberty in my little throwaway pocket camera.
Wouldn't frame.
It wouldn't frame. And no matter how hard I tried, I could not get the whole Statue of Liberty in there. I'd like cut off a toe or something. I'm like, look, I want the whole Statue of Liberty. I don't know if you understand this, but it's got to be the whole thing. This is, again, back in the time there wasn't digital cameras. It was, and I'm like, I've got to get it in there. And so I back up, and I'm laying on the ground at the Statue of Liberty. And if I lay down on the ground, I can get the entire Statue of Liberty. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm a genius. I'm laying here on the ground, getting everything. This is going to be the greatest shot ever. Nobody else is ever going to get this shot. I shit you not, and I say this, and it's the exact thing that I thought of when I stood back up. There was a boat of Asian tourists that were also visiting the island when I was. I thought I was unique. You know, I'm focused on getting this thing. I stand up, and it looked like Jonestown. You know, like where they committed mass suicide, where everybody drank the Kool-Aid and they're all laying on it. I stand up, and there's 100 Asians around me laying on the ground. I'm like, what? And that's the first thing that I thought of.
You're shitting me.
I'm dead serious, man. And it's the first thing I thought. You see all these people laying on the ground taking pictures. I'm like, motherfucker. And they had better cameras than I did.
Of course.
And I'm like, you sons of, you know. So, but that was
had to be funny though too.
But it was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. And so that's always stuck in my mind. But that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh my god, I'm Jim Jones. You know, they drank the Kool-Aid with me. You know, and but they're like all. They're like there's a mass of people laying on the ground. You know, and they're all. So years later, actually this year, me and Mike Rice go to our nation's capital because I'd never been to D.C. with a day off.
Okay.
And I want to see the sights. I want to see the White House. I want to see all this. And the first place we go to, which was was the Washington Monument. What is it? The
tall one.
The obelisk. And I can't get the picture. So I'm going to lay down on the ground. I'm going to lay down on the ground, and I'm going to do this again. It's springtime. You know, I didn't think about the angle that I was doing. And I didn't want to lay on my side because, like I said, it was kind of wet. But if I was, and it was slightly going down a hill. So I laid down on my back and centered the Washington Monument between my legs. And I'm like, yeah, that's the picture right there. You know? Not thinking that the Washington Monument is a giant penis. And I'm going, it took a second.
It's a phallic symbol.
And I'm sitting there going, and then I'm like, oh shit, man! Somebody's thinking I'm being an asshole, and then I was an asshole because I thought it was funny to me, and but
only to you.
But I'm sitting there, but I'm like thinking, fuck, I hope nobody saw me, being an asshole, and I stand up, and there's this girl. And she's got a dress on, and she's doing the same thing I did. And I'm like...
laying on the ground.
Yeah, but she got her legs, and she's got the Washington Monument between her legs. And I thought,
oh, my God. Are you shitting me?
Well, I thought it was funny until she got up, stood up, bent over, and took the shot of the Washington Monument. And I'm like, yeah, she's desecrating the national monument.
What has Instagram done?
Yeah. So wait
a second. So the Washington Monument's like entering her.
Yeah.
From the rear.
Yeah, she's taking the picture upside down. It was like, wow, man, that's. And it took it a little further than I did.
Creative.
Yeah, but I actually did go on Instagram. I'm like, Washington Monument up my butt. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it.
My God.
Yeah, up my butt with the Washington Monument. No, I couldn't find it.
And that was just his last tour.
Yeah, that was the spring run of Dream Theater, and we went. We had a good time, and I really started kicking off the photo thing there. And me and my.
It needed to happen, though, Fred.
Yeah, you know what? It was just it's another creative outlet because, again, I'm bored with my life, and so this is just something different to go on and do. And me not ever being in DC, and me being a horror movie nut, I know that the Exorcist Steps are there. So I got to go see the Exorcist Steps. Mike, you want to go see the Exorcist Steps? Yeah, let's go see the Exorcist Steps. So we got to see the Exorcist Steps. But we waited till night.
Of course.
Well, you got to. Who wants to see... wow, they're really scary in the daytime. No, I want to see something at night.
Right.
And we go and see these steps, and they are creepy as all fuck. And you just get like a tingle walking, on these steps. It's just like, oh man, this is creepy. There's nothing wrong with it. And people walk up and down these steps every day, but it's just like, I'm kind of creeped out, and we got some good shots. And you know me, you got to be realistic with your shots. Mike, hold this camera. I'm going to throw myself down the steps. I'm going to tumble all the way down, and I want you taking pictures of me as I fall. You really think that's a good idea? Just take a picture of me falling down the steps here.
You're the king of all bad decisions.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I threw myself down the steps and got some good shots. They're pretty funny. But we went and we did them, and I'm like, you know what? I looked at them. You know me. Mm-hmm. So that was my day off.
All right.
Then we have the show the next day, and I'm done. Bus doesn't leave till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. What time is it now? 12? Mike, what are you doing? Nothing. Look, man. I know
where you're going with this.
I don't like the shots from last night. What do you mean you don't like the shots? I don't like the shots from last night. It's like 2 miles away. You drive me over to the Exorcist Steps and take some more pictures of me falling down the steps. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really, man. I'm not happy with those shots. And here's the thing. We got up on the landing, and I'm fucked up, and it has to be right.
Yeah,
it has to be right. Yeah. And so I'm looking. I'm like, no, the body angle's not right, because I was taking pictures from the landing, like when the priest is laying in the thing. I'm like, no, it's slightly askew. It's not right. So I went and I studied the still from the movie. That's how fucked up I am. And I'm like, okay, so his arm's like this, his head's on this, and all the original pieces are still there.
Wow.
And I'm like, so it's like that, blah, 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 you got to do that, okay. All right, we need to do this. So we did some shots of it, and it was perfect, and I was happy. Mm-hmm. And I said, look, we need a picture of me falling down the steps again. He's like, man, okay, well, we can do it. King of all bad decisions.
Break your neck.
Well, that's what he did in the movie. And I've got to go to the Instagram.
I'm aware.
Yeah, you saw it. And it's just so creepy because I'm fully upside down.
I tried to figure out if you staged that or what happened. I don't know what happened.
An inverted star, like a pentagram.
I know.
My arms are off the stairs. And my eyes are glowing.
Oh, it's freaky. I've seen it.
And it's just like it's like neck snapped, and it's a great shot, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome, But here's what happens when you do shit like that: you invite problems, demons, bad luck. So somewhere
in the form of some Bible Belt thumpers too.
Oh, dude, I had some bruises on me, and. Yeah, some Bible Belt thumpers going to come bruise me up, but yeah, falling down the steps, I got some bruises. But it was per diem day that day, and somewhere in falling down the steps multiple times for a joke, just because I think it's funny, I lost my money. I lost my per diems. I lost $245 on that steps. And I didn't even know. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I lost my per diems for the week. So I'm mad. So I get this phone call I'm like, dude, what else could, I'm on my bus and I realize I lost them. And I said, Mike, call me when you get home, man. Yeah, we always do. I mean, I'm a worrier. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I'm a worrier. And I said, call me when you get home.
Okay.
He doesn't call. I'm like, what the fuck? He doesn't call. All right, so he just forgot. Calls me the next day. He says, those steps are bad luck, man. He was in a car wreck. Like,
are you shitting me?
He drops me off and he starts heading home.
Wow.
And he gets in a car wreck. And it's just like, holy shit, man. Are you okay? He goes, yeah, the car's totaled. I'm like, the car's totaled. He goes, those steps suck, man. They're bad luck. So, yeah. So, I've got some great pictures of it. And
you're a horror fan.
Oh yeah,
fanatic.
Oh
man.
Fuck yeah, and I was just like I said, it had to be Damien. I had to do the whole, position and stuff.
Thing,
I'm like, no, the arm's got to go. Let's get some fake blood if we can. We're gonna fucking fake blood, but yeah. So but I mean, so I was like, I was into it, but that's the kind of photography thing that I get is, It's like when I used to direct. I can see things. I can see how
composition. Yeah, I think your composition's always been there. I've always, just the shots that you share with me over the years, and some of them were, I mean, I look back on the photos you took in Iraq with Shinedown. Some of that stuff is really good.
Yeah, they actually published some of that in Guitar World magazine.
Yeah, so some really good stuff.
I'm a published photographer. Yeah, and
he was.
And I totally forgot about it. I can put that on my resume, published photographer.
Oh, you know what? And to deviate for a second, one of the things that I have done in the creation of the show, Fred, and I haven't shared this with you, is I've gone back through the Boogie Street archive of photos, because I was always with 35 millimeter all the time. Drove my kids nuts, but we have thousands and thousands of photos of what we did there at the compound, and people who were in, and the things that we did. At some point in time, I'm not saying it will be something that would be a sellable item. You never know, but we got to put some kind of coffee table book together for the archive of the 15 years,
just
right?
for the guitars, man.
Yeah,
just for
all the guitars will be the center point of it, but
exactly.
just with so many crazy things went on there.
Put us, put all the goofballs in there. That,
I can't show all the pictures of Fred. Only the times where he's wearing men's clothing. But.
yeah. Well, do you want the book to sell or not?
Well, Fred always did a great imitation of so many people. Paul Stanley's imitation was probably the best. Hands down. First time Fred met my folks, we opened up the office, and Fred was just starting to basically, Fred just moved in. I'm working here. I'm helping you out, whether you like it or not. I'm just moving my stuff in.
I'm bored. I need something to do.
And you can see the road case is still here.
Yeah, I never left.
But my parents stopped in, and Fred was doing the Paul Stanley imitation well before I was ever working with Paul. It was the very beginning. Had us dying. So, but some of that stuff we can put in, some of the stuff we can't. But you always had that eye for photography, and I'm glad to see that you're proliferating it now. Are you going to step it up some? Because I mean, you've run into some really cool folks on the photography end. I mean, you met Ross Halfin many times.
Oh yeah, and Neil Sozauer, Mark
Neil
Weiss,
Mark Weiss, he tons of stuff with Kiss in the '80s.
Yeah,
but you've also met a surprising photographer who's also one of the greatest pitchers in the history of Major League Baseball.
Randy Johnson.
Randy
right? Actually liked one of my pictures. That's how I was all excited.
There you go. How cool is that?
You know what? It was really cool. And it's just like fucking Randy Johnson.
Yeah, Randy Johnson, Hall of Fame pitcher who took up a hobby of photography.
That's what he went to school for. That's what he majored in.
Well, and obviously with his fame, he got instant access, which don't begrudge him that at all. But he's like an accomplished concert photographer now.
He does nature stuff. I mean, I follow him on Instagram. And his shots are amazing.
I know, and it's a good guy to know in that business too. But I think it's long to be done. And for as much as you've traveled, and for as much as hopefully you still have somewhere tucked away, it just has to, in your history buff, it just makes sense. It just makes sense to me.
That's what I mean. I like going to castles. I like going and seeing historical places, historical battles.
But you're rare, though, because a lot of these folks that travel are, like Tony McAlpine was here with Emil Wursler and Josiah, and I asked those guys point blank. So, I mean, how cool is it? Because, Fred's a history buff. He goes to Hungary, and he wants to see Dracula's castle or whatever, Slovakia, and they both looked at each other and said, "Nah, we just want to go to the bar."
Well, I do that too.
Well, I know, but I said, well, I always viewed history as like being fascinating, but most of those old buildings just need a paint job, and they said, "That's exactly right. That's how we look at it. We know it's an old building and needs a paint job. We'd rather go drink."
Where's the bar? Where's the bar?
Now, is that pretty prevalent with most of the people you tour with?
Yeah, I mean, there's some cats to go out and see the world. But I've seen it all, and now I've become to get me to drag my ass out of the hotel room because
it's harder now. You've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen it before. It's just it's just like and then, like I said, there's places I haven't seen. Like we went to Malta, and I had an hour and 15 minutes to run around Malta, and I went to the water.
Did the best you could do.
I did the best I could do, and I would have loved to have seen other things. I took some cool shots again with an iPhone and with a little point and shoot, but. It was beautiful, and I wish I would have had more of time there. But to me, I want to see things that I haven't seen. And like I said, I'm trying to stay out of the bar. And the photography's really, it's filled that gap, and, hanging out with the people that I've hung out with. I've met more photographers who I can talk to and learn.
Would you want to start shooting concerts, man? Well, maybe when your touring part of it's done, I mean, do you want to move into that area?
Yeah, I actually thought about that because I edited some of the concert shots that I have that survived. Over the years when I lost all the hard drives, but I would send, an email or a instant message to or text somebody and include a picture.
Yeah.
So what I've started doing is going through old phone archives and just going down and find like pictures of Kerry King or or here's a castle that I took a picture of, and so I started like just pulling because I never throw anything away,
right.
And so I started pulling that kind of stuff out, and just editing them. And again, it's not high quality pixels, there's only so much you can do, but it's making me happy.
Well, yeah, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like it's but also you had a unique opportunity to travel so much too. So I always thought it was just a fascinating conversation.
So I've seen I've seen everywhere except for Africa and Antarctica. I've got one more state to go to, and that is Alaska. Even though I've flown over.
Oh, you'll get there.
Yeah, one of these days.
I'm surprised none of the bands you were with ever toured Alaska.
Megadeth did, but I didn't. I didn't want. I can't remember what the deal was. I was going to Alice in Chains or some shit like that. So I went with, because when I started with Megadeth, I was just a temporary. I was a fill-in.
Right.
And so I went with Alice, and they went to Alaska. But it's the last thing I got to go to. But figure I've been to the Middle East. I've been to
everywhere.
Russia. I've been everywhere.
Everywhere.
Man.
Did you ever do South Africa?
No. See, Africa's the only continent I haven't been on.
Yeah, nowhere in Africa.
Nowhere.
Not
in
even
Africa.
in Northern Horn. Nothing.
No, I would love to. I've had friends that went to Morocco.
Yeah.
I've had friends that going to Egypt.
Yeah.
I would love to, but
stay out of Libya.
Yeah, like I said, I've gone to the Middle East. I've seen Israel.
Yeah, you were just in Israel.
Just in Israel the other day. Oh. Hey, I did a first on this tour.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what I've done.
All right.
I was in Israel. And Israel, my mind started to wander.
Okay.
I just, I was here, there, I was everywhere. And Fred decided to sneak off to the bar.
There's a first.
And I said, I just need a drink.
I think I saw that. That bar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I did post some stuff from that bar, and it was a cool bar. And I gave it a good review. I did a bar review.
Yes, you did.
Because somebody wrote and said, do a bar review.
And that's Fred Death Official.
Fred of Death.
Fred of Death. DETH, by the way.
So I did the bar review. But the thing is again, I'm no pussy, but they were drinking beer. The beers were on special. Some of the other guys followed me, so I was drinking with Ed, and then some of the other guys came in. But Ed and I like to have a good time, and Ed puts back the beer.
Okay.
And the special of the day was any beer and any shot for blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
You got a beer and a chaser, kind of like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And
what do they call that? A Boilermaker.
I have no idea.
Boilermaker. They just take the big mug of Iron City beer and they drop the actual
shot.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was Jack Daniels or whatever, and drop it right in there.
Oh man, I
can't believe you didn't know.
I know. I was just drinking. I just drink because I don't drink the beer. But I'm drinking 8.0. These guys are drinking their little frou-frou 3.9, 4.0. I'm like, beer menu.
That one.
Oh, 8.0. And the thing is I'm not a beer drinker, and I hadn't eaten. It's 110 degrees out.
That's what I noticed, how flippin' hot it was out there.
It was so hot in Europe. It's a heat wave. They said this was the hottest month in the history of the earth or some shit like that. It was incredible. And it was
Al Gore.
It's inconvenient truth, Eric.
Yeah, I know.
Inconvenient.
And it's because this is a discussion about Al Gore that him and I go back a decade or two about.
Yeah. But it's just hard, man. Al Gore was right. And so
anyways, back to Jerusalem.
Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, they're throwing rocks at each other. We have to edit that. But so the thing is I wasn't feeling too hot. I go to the bar. It's hot as fuck. It's hot because they don't believe in air conditioning anywhere. And
what's up with that?
Fuck, it's Europe. They don't believe in air conditioning. So
nuts.
Yeah, and I go and I'm guzzling 8.0s, and I'm just having a bad day.
That will cause a bad day.
It did cause a bad day, and I'm chasing it with Jack Daniels, and
also will cause a bad day.
Beer before liquor, never been sicker. Liquor before beer, nothing to fear. Yeah, I'm doing them at the same time.
Wife still.
And I get hungry. And I said, you know what? Oh my goodness, I'm at a Jewish bar and they have chicken burritos. Where can I go wrong with that? Where's going to go wrong with that?
Where are you going to begin?
I'm like, a chicken burrito. I'll take it. And what? Nachos? Oh my God, yeah. Bring the nachos. And like I said, I wasn't feeling hot to begin with. And there was just something a little bit off with that 100-degree chicken. And, I'm like, but I ate it. So this is my new thing that I've done on tour. I get to the plane, and I puked on the plane. It wouldn't have been bad, the puke in the plane, if I had a barf bag. But I didn't.
So what the hell did you do it in?
Oh, I'm going to tell you the story. I'm glad you asked. How do you like that setup?
What airline is this?
This was, what the fuck was it, man? Swiss Air.
Air, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, we flew out there. I think we were flying to Switzerland, so it was like Swiss Air or some shit like that. And I feel really bad because I was getting tipsy.
I'm afraid where this is going.
Oh, it's getting bad. It's getting bad because people go, "Oh, you got drunk and did it." No, I wasn't. I ate something because somebody else got sick too.
Okay.
They had the same thing, chicken burrito, and their stomach was fucked up. But it probably wasn't the 5 tall beer 8.0 beers and the 5 shots that helped contribute. But you know what? It did help me feel a lot better because that chicken burrito was out of my stomach. But the thing is, I guess someone went through his seat and fell asleep, and
what?
I went and fell right. I haven't slept in days. This tour was brutal.
Okay.
I fall asleep on a plane, finally, because I can't sleep on a plane. I passed out.
I'm aware.
I passed out on a plane. And
you really don't like to fly.
No, I'm terrified of fucking flying. That's why I used to get drunk. I used to get hammered and go fucking fly. And, someone fell asleep and didn't know where we were in the course of the flight when he woke up and wasn't feeling well. Evidently, we were climbing, and I get up out of my seat and just wandered down. The stewardess was...
Everybody's strapped in.
Oh, yeah, the stewardess wasn't very happy with me. And I said, I got to go to the bathroom. And she goes, you need to sit down in the seat, but we're not... She's like yelling at me. And she goes, well, you're here now, go. Well, I went. Well, we're climbing. So everything's on an angle. You know what I mean? And so if you're aiming this way and the angle of the plane's this way...
To compensate.
Oh, yeah.
It's like playing pool, Fred.
The thing is, you want to hit the one in the middle because there's 3 of them.
Can I give a little English?
Yeah. And that's what I did. I did it for the most part. It was close, and
close.
It was close. And I was like, I don't want to go back out there because she's going to yell at me again. And at this point in my day, that's the last thing I need is to be yelled at.
You wanted to wait till it leveled off?
I wanted to wait till it leveled off because nobody else is coming.
Okay.
Well, I fell asleep.
In the bathroom.
I fell asleep. And evidently I fell asleep in there for a long time. And because I haven't slept in days.
Well, at some point they had to come in after you, right?
Oh yeah, but here's the thing. I'm deaf. I can't hear anymore.
That's right. That is right.
I can't hear. You have people sitting there talking to me.
They're banging on that thing.
Oh, they're banging on the door, and that's what woke me up. And the 10 angry faces out front of it, they were not, these people were not understanding at all.
I would have no idea why.
They just, I'm like, look. So now I'm embarrassed. I got to do the walk of shame. I don't do a walk of shame. I've never done a walk of shame. Yeah.
He's probably been with some women who've done walk of shames.
And yeah, I do the walk of shame back to the seat. And I sit in my seat. And the Sandman comes and visits me again, and I fell asleep.
Really?
I fell asleep again on a plane.
Really?
The most glorious thing that I could ever do was fall asleep on a plane.
Right.
I cannot sleep on a plane, to save my life. And then it hit me. In my deepest, darkest sleep, I'm finally comfortable. And there it starts. The first gurgle. The mouth salivating. My head against the chair like this.
You're having flashbacks to India.
Yeah. And the eyes open up, and I'm going to puke. And I stand up to run for the bathroom. I've got a drink cart right there. And I turn around and I look. The food cart right there. I'm stuck between the carts. There's nowhere to go. Now, if I put my fucking computer in the back of a fucking airline seat, I'm going to pull out the computer and I'm going to pull out the barf bag every fucking time. There isn't a plane without a barf bag anywhere on it.
Right.
Oh, no, my seat was. It was the only seat on the plane without a damn barf bag. And I'm going through, knowing that I'm going to puke in less than 5 seconds. I'm going through the magazines. Where the fuck is the barf bag? Too late. Now, the germaphobe and the guy who can't touch shit, can't clean up dog shit, can't change a diaper, can't do anything, can't have somebody else's fluid on me, let alone my own fluid. I know I'm going to puke, and I'm going to do it in the most respectful way that I can. I'm going to clamp my mouth shut. So I can only imagine what I look like in the plane going...
Like green.
Holding my head and my mouth, jaw closed. The first 3 came up, and I swallowed them.
Oh!
Hey, man, I am not going to puke on a plane. I am not going to puke on a plane. And I told myself...
It's not going to be that ugly American.
I'm not going to be the ugly American. I'm not going to puke on a plane. I'm not going to be the ugly American. I'm not going to puke on a plane. And that's when the 4th one went, fuck you. Holding my head like an idiot, because I can only imagine how funny I looked. I'm going, and nobody knows what I'm doing. I've got my head down. I'm like just trying to hold. The 4th one, I'd like to visualize it and probably call it Old Faithful, because
Old Faithful.
It didn't come out my mouth.
Old Faithful.
It didn't come out my mouth. It came out my nose.
Oh!
It came out my nose. Here's the thing. My eyes were open for this because I was in disbelief. I was probably in horror and shock and embarrassment because, yeah, I've been blackout drunk before, and maybe once or twice. I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, I mean, somebody, Mr. Hyde was there.
Stories that I've told.
But,
I've heard.
Yeah, exactly. But what was great about it is it was perfect. I wish I had my camera to take a picture of the 2 streams of puke coming out, because it came out at a cool angle.
Yeah, that's a
but
little geometry lesson there.
Oh yeah, and it went all over my. Don't get puke on me. All over my leg. Don't get puke on me. All over my leg. Don't get puke on me. All over my legs, and my shoes, and my boots, and
in the middle of a flight.
Oh, the flight just started, man. I mean, we leveled off. And I fell asleep for a little bit. I figured it was drink cart time. How long's that into a flight? 20 minutes, 30 minutes? And I'm sitting there going, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe. And then, but somewhere in my head, somewhere in my fucked up head, someone said, they were like, it's like baseball games or hockey games. Like, that is the first time in his 20-year career that he's ever, gotten back to back. Somewhere there was a sportscaster in my head going, that's the first time in 20 years he's ever puked on a plane. He's been fucked up before on a plane, but he's been fucked up at shows. He's thrown up on stage. He's thrown up backstage. He's puked on a ceiling in a hotel. God only knows how it got up there 7 feet. But now he's added to the list puking on a flight. And I'm just like, I'm not joking you. That's how my mind thinks. And I was sitting there going, it's funny to me. It's not funny to the girl sitting next to me going, oh my God. Because, I guess what
was the reaction?
Oh, I didn't look. I got to tell you this. I feel bad because I didn't even apologize. I just put my head down in shame and went back to sleep in my own filth. I was like, fuck this. Yeah, man.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because I was just like, you know what? What can I do now? I'm covered in puke. And
only you, dude. Only you can do that, man. Only Fred.
But in my head, that's how far. I was still amusing myself. I was and at some point, I started to chuckle, going, "That's the first time you puked on a plane, man." I've done all kinds of things on planes. Puking was the first, And I'm just like, wow, man, that's.
As is there on your legs and.
Oh my God! So check it out. So I got to get off this plane.
Was it on your neighbors there?
I didn't even look. I didn't ask.
They didn't ask for any napkins or anything.
I built a wall around me, and it's not kosher puke, Eric. You know what I mean? I'm sure somebody was upset somewhere. But the thing is I must have chewed my food really well, or it just because it was really fine. It was fine enough to get those chunks of chicken through my fucking nose.
Oh, I'm sick now. Listen, that's foul.
That was my objective tonight.
That is so foul.
So check it out.
That's so foul.
I've got to get off this plane, and I've got to hide the fact from the band sitting around me and the crew that I puked on my pants in a plane. I could have shit my pants. It would have been okay. I puked on my pants. It's all over the front of my pants. So I'm walking, and people could see me. People could smell me, I'm sure.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Oh, my God. And I'm just glad it didn't try to start a chain reaction all the way back. And I'm like, and I'm embarrassed. And it takes a lot to embarrass me. I mean, I've done stuff, and I'm like, fucking, it happens. Fucking, I made an ass out of myself again. Woohoo! I puked on a plane. And... The one half, the devil part of me is going, yeah, man, you fucking puked on the plane. And the other part's going, you fucking idiot, look what you've done again. Never have another drink. You're never going to drink again. And
that's so good, though.
So so good. But I have to go through customs. I have to go through security. And I've got puke all over. And I just remember the production assistant, Zach, going, hey, man, you got something on your shirt. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking puke. And he laughed.
He didn't believe you.
Yeah, he didn't believe me. And I said... by this point, it was
crusty.
It was ground up chicken. It was like chicken puree.
Almighty.
It was chicken puree, and I scratched it off. It flaked off nicely.
Oh God!
And at that point, I'm standing in the line, scratching my fucking shorts, trying to get the puke puree off my legs. It didn't work, and so finally, when I get my suitcase, I'm sitting there, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna change my shorts. And here's my rationale thinking. I really like these shorts. I don't want to throw them away. What am I going to... I can't put them in my bag. Oh, fuck it. I'll just wear them. And I just wore them because I was like, well, I'm not going to get...
to be shitting me.
Dude, I was drunk. No, I wasn't drunk. I was Fred. And so I'm sitting there and I'm going, you are a fucking idiot. And I'm like, no wonder nobody likes me. No wonder the world thinks I'm an asshole. Because you know why? I am. And I'm allowed to. You know why? Because I'm Fred Kowalo. Who's going to fucking stop me? Fucking, king of all bad decisions. And
holy hell, dude.
So I try to pass it off like, nobody knows. Nobody fucking said anything to me. It's fucking awesome. I got away with it. And we're sitting there the next day, and somebody goes, oh, man, I got, how you feeling? You weren't feeling good on that flight? I'm like, no, dude, I don't know what it was. I got real sick. I go, yeah, we know. We got the video. And it's like, so I'm like, oh, great, man. So yeah, I thought I got away with it. I got away with it.
Like you sleeping with your freak.
Oh, I think they got me puking. They got video of me walking up and down. Yeah, I don't fucking remember any of that shit.
Nice.
It's like you fell asleep in the bathroom on takeoff. I'm like, on takeoff? So that's how I did, But yeah, I was
a little bit of karma in that whole situation, Frank. You be the one filming.
Oh, you know what? And that's been it many times, man. That I've been on the other end of the camera, and so that's why I look and I laugh, and I'm like, you know what? It's all you can do is laugh.
What about that? I was talking to you, where I was communicating with you while you were over there, but you talked about something about someone called you eyes of a killer or something.
Oh, that's
what happened?
Yeah, no. So check this out. That's an old story. It goes back to we were on tour with Suicidal Tendencies.
How far back does that go?
A couple years. It's 2-3 years.
Okay.
And
with Megadeth.
It was with Megadeth.
Mike Muir and
Mike Muir.
Who's the bass player?
Ra. And fucking Muir said it's the funniest thing he's ever fucking heard. He's going to write a song about it. And so this is how this story starts. And I'm the nicest guy in the world. Nothing bothers me. I go in, I do my job.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't fuck with anybody.
Absolutely.
I'm there to do my job, and I do my job and other people's jobs. And I don't.
You do.
And I don't complain. I don't whine. I don't cry. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I know. And but this particular day, we were in San Francisco, and it's not one of my favorite places to be because there's no security. And there's no place to put the gear inside the venue, so you have to put it outside on the street.
Where people poop.
Yeah, you got it. You know that.
So I have affinity.
This is the same place.
I have affinity. I have family out that area. I'm an Oakland A's fan. I have a special love for that area, but I also have a special disdain for that area.
Because you walk on the street and there's needles. You walk on the street and there's human shit in them. And we talked about that in the last.
There's so much fucking arrogance in that town,
God.
though, right?
And it's the homeless, and they're all fucking. I hate to say it, they're crazy. They're California, land of fruits and nuts. There you go, California. Try that for a slogan.
That came from an ultra liberal over here too.
Land of fruits and nuts.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
like
shocked.
Well, I've been there. I mean, I've seen it,
Oh, yeah, I get it.
And literally, we got off the bus, and it was this guy's first time in San Francisco, and I said, hey, man, when you get off the bus, watch out for the shit and the needles. And he's like, what are you talking about? He gets, oh, my God, there's a pile of human shit there. I'm like, check it out, there's a needle.
You should be warning people of the beach in that regard. Oh, but you're saying, like, Main Street.
This was the sidewalk, and, walking down the sidewalk in front of the venue. And I've been to this. I can't remember what it was. If it was the Fillmore, if it was, I think it was the Fillmore. And so, literally, there's no place to put the gear inside, so you have to put it outside, and they barricade it with bike rack. Bike rack does absolutely nothing to a homeless person. You know what? I see that fence, and it doesn't apply to me. I'm going to jump over it. I want to.
It's not even a fence. Bike rack.
Yeah, but it's just like they have the same Fred attitude. That doesn't apply to me. Fuck that. It's for somebody else, for some other idiot. I'm going to jump that bike rack. So what we have a problem with is the homeless people around back of the theater like to climb in our road boxes while the show's going on, and they go in there and sleep or shoot up or do whatever. Because if you get a big monitor board box, hey, you can fit somebody in there and they can have a great time and take a nap. And several times I'd walked out in and out of the back door of this venue, and I bitched, get that motherfucker out of my road box. There's a bum, there's a homeless guy in my road box. Please keep the homeless out of the road. It's what you guys are out here for. And it's the course of a whole day. So 18 hours later, we're doing a loadout. Well, I take that back. We're into the show. I'm the nicest guy in the world. I do everything I can to keep the show moving. We were at the time, we're incorporating this system with Pro Tools to make Willie and I used to do all the punches manually, like to change sounds with the guitars. We would do the punches.
Yeah.
And they invented a way to do it with Pro Tools, and the Pro Tools would switch it automatically. And we were just...
Were you happy about that?
Yeah, because it takes a lot of... we still have to know how to do the punches, but it takes a lot of... Because you're tuning guitars, punching, if something breaks over here, you got to run over there and put out that fire, but you have to hit the punch, you're running back. So it made our lives a lot easier. But we were just getting it, and it was... Sometimes the system would fail, and you just had to be ready. Well, it was Peace Sells, or... It was... Holy Wars. It was the last song of the set.
Okay.
And I was putting the guitar away. And that guitar vault probably weighs 350 pounds. And I was bending over, putting the guitar away, and the dude smacks me on the back. And I jump up, and I hit my head on the roof of the guitar vault. With my head, my neck, my back, my spine, I lifted that 350-pound guitar vault up off the ground. It came back down. I fell in a heap, concussed on the floor, seeing the spots and hearing the bells like you do in a cartoon.
Yeah.
And I couldn't focus. I'd knock myself out. And I couldn't focus. And all I see is this guy. I see this guy going... You need to do the punches. It's down. You need to do the punches. And I'm like, I can't picture I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. And I literally, I've knocked myself, I've given myself over the years 15, 20 concussions. If you wonder why I'm fucked up, that's why I'm fucked up. And
was this a homeless guy?
No. This is me. This is me during the show.
Okay,
so this was the Pro Tools guy. He goes, "System's down. You have to do this."
And you haven't done it for a while because
it's
right.
But I know what So I and all I see, the first thing that comes into focus. And it's me, the nicest guy in the world, and I don't care who the fuck you are. I'm there to do my job. I'm knocked out on the floor, and I'm getting up to do these punches. And I see Dave Mustaine going, "You're fucking up the show. Do the punches." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm fucking up the show." And I could have been a dick because I've been known to. And I went and I did my punches. Now I'm mad. I don't get mad, but if I say I'm mad, I'm mad.
Believe it.
So now I'm fucking mad. I turn into the Tasmanian devil. Get this fucking shit into the truck, blah, 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 because I packed the truck, blah, blah. I get this fucking, blah, blah, blah. I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking furious. I'm fucking wandering around. I'm hot, and they're trying to. The guy, I got a concussion.
Yeah.
I'm still seeing. I'm feeling the effects of it. And I'd been in and out of this back door, pushing cases, my own road cases, in and out. I loaded it in, I loaded it out, and I'm pushing shit out the door. And I'm going to say about the 18th time in and out, this guy stops me as I'm trying to get my gear into the truck, and I look and I'm like, there's a fucking homeless guy in the monitor box again. I'm like, get that fucking guy out of the fucking box. I said, what the fuck? Get him the fuck out of here. And the guy, he got a bottle of booze. He's probably my best friend at the time. And he's trying to get out, I'm like, get the fucking guy. So I'm pushing the shit up. I'm like, let's go. Come on, let's pack his shit up. I'm mad. And I go up in the truck. I push the shit down. I come back down. And the guy goes, the security guard goes, I'm going to need to see your pass.
To you?
There's only one thing that I'm arrogant about. I've been in this building for 18 fucking hours now. In and out. I never wear my pass. I don't wear a radio, and I don't wear a pass.
Okay.
In the words of Kiss, this is my pass. This is my pass right here.
They all got radios and passes on to the crew.
Yeah. But I don't, and I'm just like, I've been pushing boxes up into the truck by myself.
Right.
There's a homeless guy in my shit, and this guy goes, I'm going to need to see your pass. I'm like, you're going to need to see my fucking pass. get that fucking homeless guy out of my box right fucking now, and I'm going to fucking show you my pad. Get the motherfucker. Do your fucking job. That's not me. I'm not that guy. I don't snap on people. I don't get mad at people. The guy's right. He was doing his job. He asked me for my pass, but he should have been getting that guy out of there. And I call him. I'm down in my box, and I say, "You're an asshole. You know, you yelled at some."
I don't like you.
I was talking to myself. And I said, "You yelled at some guy that was doing his job.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the wrong." And that's how you know, people say, how can you be so angry at times and then you turn around and be so nice? Because I realize I step back and
you're human.
And I see what I did, and I feel bad about it. So I get a handful of pics.
Here we go.
And I go walking back to this guy who's a security guard. And I look at him and he diverts his eyes. I'm like, fuck, man. I say, hey, man, look, I'm really sorry. Really sorry. But I said, it's not me. I said, I don't mean to yell at people. I don't, here you go. I'm going to give these to you. And I put my hand out and put the pics out and, dropped them. What didn't the guy have? Fingers.
What?
And so all these pics.
The guy didn't have fingers?
He had a paddle.
Wait.
He didn't have fingers. He had a palm, but he didn't have fingers. And
okay.
I drop all these pics.
It's not your fault.
And I feel so fucking bad. And look, the look on my face was probably the look that I made because I was reliving it in my head. They hit the ground on the shit fucking covered sidewalk of San Francisco, and the needles and all the shit and the dirt and the filth that goes with it. And Mr. Germaphobe reaches down, picks them all up, and doesn't know where to put him on this guy as he's apologizing to him. And fucking finally, I just put him in his jacket pocket. And I'm like, and I'm embarrassed.
The shit pics.
And I start walking down the bike racked off sidewalk because I got to get the fuck. I got to go for a walk. I got to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
And that's when the guy comes out of the fucking monitor box. He had worked his way out, and he starts following me down. And there's nowhere to go. The whole street's bike racked on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And this homeless guy comes up to me and he goes, "You got the eyes of a killer."
You got the eyes of a killer.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm going to kill you. Get away from me. And he goes, "You got the eyes of the killer." He goes, "Somebody called a po-po." He goes, "You got the eyes of a killer. This man's a killer. He's killed someone. He killed a man." And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. He's following me up this bike rack side. There's nowhere I can go. It's only 3 feet wide. And he's right behind me. He's going, "You killed a man. Somebody call the police. Somebody call the police. You killed a man." And I shit you not, on cue, like in a movie, this homeless woman comes out of this doorway. "Baby, why you kill that man?" And I'm like, get the fuck. But the two of you.
Oh my God.
The two of you get.
Baby, why'd you kill that man?
The two of you get the fuck away from me. "Baby, why you have to kill that man? Did he kill a man? He killed a man. He's got the eyes of a killer." "Baby, you got the eyes of a killer. You killed a man. Why you killed that?" I'm like, get the fuck. They're following me down the street. And they're saying this over and I'm like, is there a camera on me? Is there? I'm like,
getting punked.
I'm like, somebody is playing a joke on me. And I'm like, and my head's throbbing, man. And I'm not in my right head to begin with. And I'm like, am I imagining this? And I turn around and, "Baby, why you killed that man? You got the eyes of a killer. Somebody call the police." I get to the corner, and there's no more bike rack, but there's like a group of people, homeless and non-homeless, standing there. I shit you not, this is like 20-some, 30-some-year-old fucking dreadlocked homeless kid goes,
"Ridiculous.
What's it like to kill a man?" I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Because I'm trying to decide which way I'm going to go to walk away from me. So he goes, what's it like, dude, what's it like to kill a man? I'm like, get the fuck. You got the eyes of a killer. "Baby, why'd you kill that man? What'd he do to you? You got the eyes."
There's 3 of them.
Oh, there's 3 of them. And they're fucking following me down. I'm like, I'm going to go to the front door. And so I start, and I'm like, So I'm walking down the street to the front door, and baby, why you? Cause somebody called the police. Somebody called it. Dude, what did he struggle? And I said, yeah, I'm a fucking. I walk in the front door of this venue, and the bouncer's standing there because the show's over, and he's standing at the door. He's going to help you. I'm like, get the fuck out of my way. This is big dumb. Get the fuck out of my way. And I pushed it, and I said, I got these 3 idiots following me down the street. He goes, welcome to San Francisco. I'm like, Jesus. But so Mike Muir hears this story from suicide. He said that's the funniest story he's got the eyes of a killer. And he said he was going to write a song.
Of all people, you of all people do not have the eyes of a killer, man.
Dude, I was concussed. I'm mad. Well, I don't think you've seen me mad. Everybody says I look angry when I'm mad. I'm like, no, I'm not. I just look like me. But yeah, so you got a picture. My head's hurting. I'm pissed. But yeah,
this is downtown San Fran.
Oh yeah. It's right out the back of the venue, and I'm like,
the alley.
I'm like, I was on Main Street because that's why I was bike racked off. It just loads right into the side of the theater. But I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me! You got that, and they thought it was hilarious, man. You got
cops don't do nothing with them, right? The cops didn't come.
No, the cops didn't come. You got a bunch of homeless people screaming on the street and saying, what else is new? What else is new?
They do nothing, man.
Yeah, they did nothing.
They do nothing, man.
Oh, man. What do we got? What do you got coming up here?
Isaac Killer, the Texas Panhandler.
Oh, my God. Texas Panhandler. I was giving Eric suggestions of things to ask me about.
Based on prior conversations, pretty freaking funny to me. But he doesn't tell me. He always, we'll save it. Save it for the show.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Let's have it.
All right, here's a Texas Panhandler. So, I am not only a history buff, because I know my history, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, of course you are.
And you ask me anything about the Kennedy conspiracy, I'll tell you about it.
What do you actually believe happened there, Mr. Conspiracy Theorist?
I believe that he was killed by the government. And I believe George Bush was behind it. He was head of the CIA, and they offed him. And Oswald was the patsy. And Oswald thought he was going to do the job, and somebody else did it.
Okay.
He was shot from the storm drain in front of the limo at point blank range. That's one. The other one is, and this is the one that gets everybody, because this is the one that has the proof.
Okay.
The big theory is he was shot from the storm drain.
Okay.
From ground level, back into the front, back into the left, back into the left. What they're finding out now is if Oswald shot him with that magic bullet. He hit him in the throat. He hit him in the back. He got one shot in him. He missed the other times. The other parties missed as well. What they're finding is it was two different bullets. Two different types of bullets. And the only kind of bullet, so the one passed through him, the slug passed through him, goes through, hits Connolly in the arm and shit like that. That's the Italian rifle slug that Oswald shot. The one that hit him was a hollow point that fragmented. And in the x-rays, you see the fragments of the bullet, and it blew the chunk of his head up. There was only one organization that had that kind of...
CIA.
It was an accident. He was shot in the head by his own bodyguard from the car behind him with an automatic machine gun, who upon lifting up and turning to find Oswald, pulled the trigger and hit him.
Wow.
The bullet fragmented.
They'd never admit to that, though.
No, they would never
admit to that.
But I saw this forensic thing, and Oswald's bullet passed through. That bullet fragmented in his head. That wasn't what the Italian bullet would do. So, and it was they claimed that they never had an automatic weapon in their car, in their vehicle, anything. There's a still photo, and the guy's got the gun up, and so they'll never admit to that. That's what I believe.
So that whole conspiracy about the Russians and
they were all
the mob and all that stuff.
They were probably all in it. I believe that when you talk to these guys that were there, that are down on the street, they say there was 3 teams, and then all these people, they missed. It was a turkey shoot. They missed, and it was dumb luck that he got shot in the head by a guy who was doing his job, and he turned the gun, smacked, he shot, hit him in the head, and that was it.
Yeah, and there's no real the technology wasn't there with video and all that to really prove any of that.
They said that they smelled gunpowder on the grassy knoll. And that's where it came from.
Wow.
It came from that. So that's what I believe.
Okay.
So
Here we go.
We're
Down the rabbit hole.
So I'm in Dallas, and I've been there before, and one desecration of an American monument. I don't know if you believe this, but I was drinking one time with Mike Inez.
I believe it. Oh, I definitely believe it.
And we were at. I was standing on the spot where they have an X on the street. And I looked at Mike. I said, "This is bullshit. I don't believe it." And I was looking at the Texas Book Depository. He said, "What's that?" I said, "I've never known an Irishman to take 3 shots and lose his head." Dude, yeah, it was bad.
Oh,
it's
my
bad,
God.
but you know what? I said it right there on the spot, and somebody's going to send me hate mail.
It's humor, right?
Yeah. But you know, I was
so
a big
sensitive nowadays.
That's why I'm so offensive. And the thing is, you know, I get chills standing there, and I look, and and just, you know, you're sitting there, and you know you're in a spot that history was made, and I'm deep in the moment, and I've been there 3, 4, 5 times, and I'm taking it in, and I'm imagining, you know, what it'd be like. And this dude comes up and goes, "Let me tell you about what happened here and I'm like, and I look, and it's one of the panhandlers. They're always down there. They always come up and
Let me tell you about what happened.
If you really want to know what happened, I'll tell you what happened. I'm like, "Oh, you'll tell me what happened." So he starts to spiel. I don't know why I was in this kind of mood, but I started letting him go. You know, yeah, tell me about it. You know, oh yeah, I'm you know, I know I have my
because you're fascinated.
And so I'm sitting there. He's telling me all this stuff. I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, and then I'm like, and then they came up and they're from that sporn train. He's like, yeah, right there, blah blah blah. He was, and then some people came from the. I'm like, oh yeah, but let me tell you about this. So I'm cutting him off. And I'm killing him. I'm sucking his energy right out of him. And he's just like, yeah, man. And now you can see he's getting mad about this shit. You know, I'm telling him the story. And I'm like, he's like, and you know, and this is what happened with the Governor Connolly. I said, oh, yeah, he got hit in the arm. He slumped over. And the reason was because Kennedy was higher than him. And he's like, yeah, man. Okay. So let me tell you what really, you know, I'm like, oh, so the guy's getting mad. And then I'm fucking cutting him off and I'm finishing his sentence for him. And he's getting really fucking mad at me.
It's very mean of you, Fred.
And he's just like, he was, no, you know, he was, now I hate to be one to ask this, but I have to ask you, because I was so informative. I'm like, hey, man, I said, before you finish, can you help me out? I'm like, yeah. He goes, what? I said, is there a Starbucks around here? And he's like, yeah, man, there's one up the street, up that way. And I'm like, cool. He was, no, look, I hate to ask this, but could you, you know, for my time, could you? I'm like, so what you're trying to say is, was that Starbucks? Was that there when in '64 when Kennedy was there? When was Starbucks? He's like, man. He's like, he goes, I don't know when that Starbucks was built. He goes, but what I have to ask you is, could you please make a donation? I'm like,
make a donation.
Well, yeah, you know, but I kept cutting him off, and so this guy's fucking pissed off, and he finally gets mad. I said, I can't remember what the hell it is. I can't remember how I cut him off on that one, and he gets mad and he walks away from me. Cause I'm like, oh. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to get back in my moment, and my moment's gone. I'm mad because my I was in the history, and now I'm mad.
Now he's shaking you down for.
And he's shaking me down for money, and I already know the story. I know the real story, and he sees these people across the street. And they're standing at the storm drain where they said that the young kid shot Kennedy from out of storm drain. And he's telling them the story. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm in that kind of mood.
It's fun time.
So I go walking over.
It's wrong. I know where you're going with this.
And this girl and this guy are listening to this guy. Like, he's really good. He knows a lot of things. I said, listen to him. And the guy's like, yeah. So I'm trying to tell them that, you know, so anyway, Kennedy came down this way like that, and Oswald was up there, and then they would have had, and I'm like, right, oh, this is the good part. You want to hear what he's going to say now? like, pay close attention because not a lot of people know that. And they're like going, he's like, yeah, man, not a lot of people know this. Anyway, they come down here like, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. This guy was so mad.
You're trolling this guy.
Oh, yeah, man, I just had to. He ruined my Kennedy moment. And these people are like looking at me. I'm like, but what he's not telling you is hidden away over there was, it just, and did you know that all the witnesses died within a year? And he's like, man, I'm trying to tell a story. I'm like, yeah, but if you're going to tell a story, you got to tell it right. No, anyway, he's going to tell you that a guy shot him from under here. No, he was shot by his own secret security guy from behind, and then the bullets fragmented in his head. That's how they know. And he's like, man, he gets all pissed off and he walks away. And I'm like, mission accomplished. Because fuck you. You fucked up my day. I'm going to fuck up your day.
The guy was just looking for some money for some booze, right?
Yeah. So check it out.
Abuse that old guy.
Check it out. I go to the Texas Book Depository Museum. And I go
right after?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going on the street, and I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to walk around and, just looking. I'm in there, and I'm enjoying myself. And I'm having a great time, and I'm, checking shit out, and I'm deep in history again, and I'm in the moment. This is way cool. And I've seen this 5 times. And so I'm leaving. I go walking out. And this guy's standing out front of the door waiting for somebody to
tell the story.
I'm like, hey, man, check it out. Did you know this guy took off running? He took off running across the street. Like the light was green and the cars are coming and he's dodging cars going across there. He's trying to get away from him. I'm like, yep, I'm back. I sucked every ounce of energy that I could, and I loved it. I was like on What You Do in the Shadows. I was the energy vampire, and just the look on this guy's face when
you should have following him.
Oh, I followed him. I went across. Hey man, dude, I shit you not. I followed him up the street. He was running. He's like, get the fuck away from me. And I was loving it, man. And I was just like, he's like, man, get the fuck away from me.
You're interrupting his only method of income.
Yeah, dude. But I was just like, but yeah, I sucked every ounce of energy I could. That's pretty much what I've done on this past tour. So that was on this past tour, and. I tried to make it fun when I could make it fun, and just being silly. But that's what I did. I had a great time with the guys in Dream Theater, and
the crew was great too, right?
The crew was great guys. They're all top notch. Everybody on this is top notch. They all come from different big bands, stuff like that. And so it's great to always work with A-level guys.
No question.
And I try to learn something new every day, and I learned bits and pieces, and watching John play bass and watching Petrucci play guitar, and they're all
mind-numbing.
Yeah, they were all amazing. So it all in all, except for the rough schedule, it was a good tour, except for the pizzas and the.
That makes it fun, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But,
starving.
So I look great though. It's better to look good than to feel good. Yeah. So
now what's next?
Nothing. I quit. I'm done.
I'm done.
I am done. I am done. I am done. Done.
About 2 or 3 weeks from now, you'll already have another call coming in, and you'll be out again.
I am so done. Touring has ruined my life. It's ruined. I should have been home.
This is very reminiscent of what you said last time.
It's ruined my life. It's ruined everything I've had in my life. It's ruined every relationship I've ever had. It is. I am done. I'm announcing my retirement once again.
Go back and look at the prior show, episode 2 of the Kowalo Chronicles. He said the same thing.
I'm done.
I had a text a couple days later. I think Dream Theater wants me to go out. And then, like I said, you're back. And then 2 days later, yeah, I'm not retiring right away. I'm going to go out for a little bit. And then that became one leg. Then there was another leg.
So I'm done with both of those legs, and now I don't have another leg to stand on. I'm done. I'm staying home, and I'm basically just I'm homeless, and I'm poor and homeless, and I'm going to walk the world like Kane did in Kung Fu. I'm just going to, just trying to find.
You could always hang out downtown Pittsburgh and give people lessons on Fort Pitt.
I'm going to go hang out in Eyeball Park and get some Starbucks money. Just sit around.
You can do that.
I can, I've got options. You know what I mean? I'm not. Look at me. I'm in my prime. And I'm retired. I ruined my life, and a king of all bad decisions keeps making bad decisions, and I don't
it's
know.
It's in
what
your blood, man. You'll be back out shortly.
That's the problem, man.
Back out shortly.
It's like salmonella. It's in my bloodstream.
As soon as the word gets out that you've quote unquote retired, immediately you get pulled back in.
I get sucked back in.
Before we end this, though, what are you hearing about Dave Mustaine, Megadeth? I mean, you were in that camp for so long.
10 years.
Yeah, a lot of things.
I wish him speedy recovery. He's got the throat cancer. It's come out, and they're working on. He's a trooper. I've seen good things and bad things in that thing. We've had our ups and downs, career-wise with that band, and you know what? He's always come through, and so this is just a minor setback for him. He'll pull through, and he'll come back with a great album. It'll sound good. It'll be typical Megadeth. Hopefully this makes him angry that he's got, throat cancer. I shouldn't even die. Maybe, you know what? He's going to get rid of the throat cancer and be like, so hello, Eric, how are you? That's been the problem the whole time. Man. But he's going to come back with like some kind of Pavarotti singing voice.
You never know.
But
you never know.
But yeah, man, I wish him the best. I wrote to him. He wrote me back, and people go, oh, are you mad because you got fired? No, it's business. Business is business. I spent 10 years with that guy. I had a great time with him. Mm-hmm. He was my friend, and he, and he was just, he was more than an employer. He was a friend, and I enjoyed my time there, and I learned a lot from him too. And it was awesome, and people are, aren't you mad? No, I'm not mad. It's time to move on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And
you've always embraced change.
Yeah, I fight it, but I embrace it. I don't like changing. I try to fix whatever situation I'm in rather than change. Mm-hmm. But when it does, you know what happens? I end up on my feet. Mm-hmm. I make things happen, and that's what it is. Yeah, I'll pout and I'll mope like I've been doing this past couple tours. Mm-hmm. I'll be down, but I'm not out. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking. You know who I am?
Fred Kowalo.
That's right. And I can do anything.
One more big picture question for you. With the conclusion of the Kiss tour at some point here, we assume, and then with Aerosmith winding down and seeing some of these 70s bands really struggle live. Peter Frampton is going to be retiring for health reasons. Elton John supposedly is health reasons. What is on the horizon for those that still cling to the beauty of classic rock, our age demographic? Is it really going to go by way of the oldies that maybe our parents' generation had to deal with? With the 50s doo-wop and the 50s rockabilly and early 60s kind of music. Is it really going to go away? Is there anyone left to carry the torch?
There's, you could be like Foreigner and have like no original members and still play the music. Kiss always claims they can carry on and do that. We don't need the original members. No, Eric, Kiss, I see Kiss going on. I see Kiss going on for way longer.
So the tribute band thing is the only is the next thing?
And you know what? If you want to hear you go down to Benham. They have the Skyliners with like one Skyliner. You know what I mean? It's the Temptations with like 2 Temptations out of 5. And that's what's going to have to. But eventually, these guys are going to. They can't do it. You know what I mean? And
which makes the Stones so more amazing to me.
Oh my God! What's Charlie Watts like 82, something like that?
Jagger's 76.
It's just and these guys keep going. And that's what is amazing.
Playing a long set too, I might add.
Oh yeah, and they sound great. Mm-hmm. They sound great, and so I mean. I may be the last of a dying breed of roadie, but those guys are the last of a dying breed. I mean, they've been the 60s. You know what I mean? McCartney's still out there,
But it won't be for much longer. My point is,
No,
the Who, same thing. They're at the
done.
end of the run
They're
here.
at the end. Slayer. They're at the end of the run.
Even on the heavier stuff, yeah. I mean, right? Good
You can't
point.
do it all the time.
Good point. And so I just wonder what's going to be next. And is rock dead? Is guitar music maybe dead?
No, I can honestly say that, touring Europe, guitar music's not dead. You've got all these great players over there. It's just going to have to migrate to here. I mean, what have we got here? We got nothing. We're talking about bands. We're talking about the Who, the Rolling Stones, shit like that. Classic rock bands that, they're there. What do we have?
Guitar music and heavier music is more appreciated overseas, right?
Overseas than
in Europe,
yeah,
even
in
Japan,
South America,
Japan.
yeah, everywhere but here, everywhere but here, and
because country music has been embraced so much the last 20 years.
Country music's good too, and and if you look, I made this joke that country music is what 80s hair metal was. It kind of progresses, and I can't wait to see what the next generation of country music is.
I think we're starting to see. I think the hip hop blend is coming in. Sam Hunt and Florida Georgia Line. There's a lot of it's amalgamation of different styles.
Yeah.
I think,
and that's and that's just it. It's growing, and that's unique to America and stuff like that. But country's getting popular overseas.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. Are you seeing that over there?
Yeah, you can see some country acts going over there, but they're like the big guys, Garth Brooks or whatever. Keith Urban, shit like that,
Right.
But everything's a progression. It goes in trends. Everything dies. You fucking
then it seems to come back to life again. At some
then
point.
somebody's gonna find it and mysteriously bring
Kind
it
of like
back.
Fred.
Like my career, like my careers.
I appreciate it, buddy. This has been great.
Anytime.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. The volume 4 will come up after he finds his next band, which will just be a matter of weeks. And he goes out again for another journey. We'll have him back in again.
I'm going to be a photographer from now on.
And I think, you can do both. And we're also trying to throw the idea out there of getting you and Willie G in for a show here in the coming
that'd be
months.
awesome.
Yeah, because I can't even imagine.
Imagine how much we'd have to get, like, bankrolls to change.
He was very well behaved.
I know he was. I know he was. He
was extremely well behaved.
He's my yin to my yang.
You're okay today.
Yeah, I know. I didn't need all this change. I want to give you about 3/4 or something.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Anytime. Happy to
All
be
right,
here.
do it again. Salute. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
We are out.
Ta-da!